some of that mine.
Minecraft.
You guys don't want to keep going with that, no?
What?
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I started the stream for you whilst that was happening.
Ah, Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yes,
It's a
of
Minecraft.
course.
No.
Minecraft.
It's a Minecraft.
Hey, look at that handsome man in the upper left corner.
Oh.
What, Zach? Because in the actual upper left corner of his Zach's eyes.
I would have said, look at those eyes then. God. Fuck.
Those beautiful eyes.
Excuse me, what do you mean so far? Oh, what? Oh.
Zach is dead. Zach is dead to us now.
I forgot. Sorry, we're going to be using this microphone today because I can't be bothered to use the heavy mic. There we go. Not today. Yeah, because then it means I can do that. Exactly.
Wrong.
No.
Did I not close Minecraft? What the? Be gone.
Minecraft.
All right, so we're just going to do... We'll do this tier list thing first because the chances that Zach wakes up in the next hour or so is probably quite high. So we'll go on.
You're gonna drop in just like.
Hello there.
Currently, we have me and Civ, aka Nemoon, Cassius.
Cassius is the boy.
One new person and one person who's been with it since the start. Old school.
And new school. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is interesting actually.
Beautiful.
Okay, so let me go into the My Hero app itself, and I'll drag out characters as and when we talk about them. So we're gonna start off with a little bit nice lo-fi in the background. That's probably gonna get me copyright struck later on, but whatever.
Actually,
no, it's because it's overlaying with our voice. It shouldn't be too bad.
YouTube would catch it.
Yeah.
Set it to like something that's.
Yeah. But as long as we keep talking and it's just quiet in the background, it should be fine. So, like I said I would do, I'm going to give Civ the conversation first, and then Kat can give the conversation with story.
Ah, shit.
And then we'll go from there. So the first person will...
A lot of pressure.
Yeah. So these are people that you don't really know who they are, and it will give you a bit of an idea who they are when Kat starts talking as well. So we'll
I'm
just
gonna call them by new names.
Yes, guess them.
So
like Bad Touch Man.
Yes.
we'll go through the students first, and then I'll just start picking people at random. So
Yeah.
first
Nice.
one we'll talk about, which we're always happy with, is this boy.
Oh, Muscle Man, Randy Savage, Totoma.
1 second. There we go. I just need to get the stream up so I can see how I am there. Yes. So we have
Yeah. Oh, new nickname, Itchy Scratchy.
Itchy Scratchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Itchy
Sidekick
Scratchy.
to Catman.
Oh my God.
Sidekick to Catman. Is that Cat?
Cassius is a strong boy.
All right. So
Strong boy.
Itchy Scratchy. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
so far, Cassius?
From what I've come to understand, is that he used to be a lot more outgoing, but something happened.
Mhm.
Probably something similar to what happened with Hiku. It has changed him quite a bit, and I think it made him take the whole hero thing very seriously, and I think he's currently in a little bit of a shell. But I also think he's scary strong now, and we don't know it yet.
I had been fiddling with his character sheet a little bit. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you're right.
Confirmed.
It's safe to assume that when he went on his hero mission, it was the same sort of thing. When he went on his work experience, something happened, and of course caused problems for him. I'm just going to quickly pop out the chat so I can see you guys talking as well. How do I do that again? Where is it? Pop out chat.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Where is it? It's not letting me have
I
it.
believe in you. You can do it. Strong boy.
He is.
Why is that not letting me pop that out? Where's pop out chat?
Strong.
Strange. I don't remember how to pop it out. Pop out? In settings.
Yeah, but where? I don't see it.
Switch to non-mod. Nope. Pause chat. Detail deleted.
That looks like it's gone. Under hide chat. But I don't even have hide chat. I've got show mod icons, moderate actions, showtime set, deleted messages, pause chat, emotes only, follows only, slow mode, review, manage, and clear. That's all I've got. I'm going to refresh this quickly.
Wah, wah.
No, I can't pop it out. How weird. Okay. Fine, whatever. I will deal with it not being there that I can't see. We'll just make this a little bit smaller then so I can see. I'll bring you out a little bit here.
Oh.
What?
Should we message Animal Man so you can hear all
that? Yeah, is he online?
No, it says he's offline. But
you can message him quickly if you want, yeah. Just briefly. Yeah, so yeah, it'd be safe to assume that something happened to him. Cat, your sort of conversation on him.
One moment.
Tell me things I don't know, so I can metagame at a later date. I mean, what?
Hey, Fly, how you doing, baby?
Hi, Fly. Okay,
Sheep.
Well, from what I know of Totema, he's very funny and a little dumb.
A little dumb.
A little dumb. Why are you deleting his mouth?
I didn't mean to.
Hey,
what are you talking about?
Shut up.
I'm not dumb.
Oh my god.
Hey. What are you talking about?
Hey, you want to talk about work studies, guy?
Probably could have done that better.
Rotate it
Listen,
instead. Weep, weep, weep. I'm very confused about what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Concerned me.
I know it's probably something to Hiku, but
Well,
no.
like I say, it just assumed. Yeah, we can just assume that something happened to him in his own work experience that's caused problems. Absolutely. But where would you put him?
On the tier?
Mm-hmm. In the tier listing, where would you put him?
Me or Civ?
You can work together at this point.
What is there? What are we talking here? Is like S tier, like pro hero strong?
Hey, Animal Man.
Hello, Animal
Man. So
is it just like
even a villain could be an S tier villain? That's what I mean. Just by what you like about them and stuff. Do you see what I mean?
So it's just if you like the character.
Yeah,
like opinion characters.
That's
okay.
it. Yeah.
See, I'm thinking like strength rating. Is that what you're trying to get at?
No. I'm just saying, like, literally just everything all together.
Like the character, I mean, I'd probably put him in the solid A tier because he's got a lot of back history that I don't know about, which will be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know personally what happened that would change someone so fundamentally.
He was one of the first that we met. We met him on a boat, didn't we?
Yeah, he was one of the first ever people you met. So we're thinking A. So we're gonna start solid with a good A rank, yeah.
Yeah, A is good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Wait, let me just close most of these.
He's like, you better rate them how I want them, you little bastards.
No. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Right, just closing all of these down quickly. Okay, so next up, let's go with Boof, because it was the other character. Whoa, it was the other character we recently talked to.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Hiku's main squeeze, whether he wants it to.
Doesn't have a choice.
So you know her quirk, yeah?
I literally know nothing. Really.
Can't explain the quirk.
I just know she's like got
Okay.
something about candy like hair, something like that.
Yeah, pretty
So-
much.
Sarah's the other person we met on the boat with Totoma.
Oh.
And I think Kelly was also on the boat. But
Mhm.
her quirk is she has cotton candy for hair, and it has healing properties to it. And because she's like very support, she also knows kung fu.
Oh.
She knows
Yeah, so she can kick
karate.
your butt. Karate.
Yeah, she's
Kick
black
your
belt.
butt,
Yeah.
basically.
Whoa! You can't say that.
Now,
Well,
did you want
well.
to talk about the? Did you want to talk about her hero
Forcible
outfit
dating?
that we thought about as well? Oh, forcible dating. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Oh yeah, no. I'm personally excited to see how that goes.
I have some really funny ideas for that. Like,
It's
not gonna lie.
be nice. Oh wait, I got a soundbite for that.
Oh, something interesting about Sarah is when we first met her, she was practically mute.
So she's opened up quite a bit, like
She's gotten
But, but just gonna segue real quick back to
Go
the
on.
date thing.
Yeah.
I think the date thing is gonna be
Nice.
It's gonna be funny.
Okay, so this is her hero suit. So I'm just going to quickly move it about a bit so you can actually see it.
Reminds me a bit of like a stage performer almost.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, because of her cotton candy hair, I was thinking carnival sort of ish, and performer stuff.
That was sort of
Which is
our
why she
idea.
has that
Sort of ringleader kind of like, yeah.
So,
yeah.
her hair being cotton candy, can she kind of just pull it off like cotton candy?
Could
and
she
it
be
grows
bald?
back like that?
Yes, she's got the same problems as Totoma in that sense.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she can just take it off and just shove it in people's mouths.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Eat this.
Now, the last... Yeah, exactly. Now, the last thing me and Kat said about this outfit was the idea of, like, her main outfit would be sort of like a...
Oh, good point, Messi. Does it feel like eating hair?
We just started Animal. Does it? What does it feel like?
No, we thought it was probably as close to cotton candy as we could.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then if her hair gets wet, does it dissolve?
So we've asked this question before, and I think probably not. It probably gets stodgy, but there's probably a sugary kind of overtone, if you know what I mean. Like there's so much sugar in it, it kind of bounces off, if you know what I mean. And our idea was we were going to have obviously these stripes going down her outfit and like over these
Yeah.
parts and stuff as well. But
White
it was going to
and
be
coloured.
but it was going to be fluorescent, and it means that when she's out on the battlefield, red's like when she's using her black belt karate kung fu. Then suddenly, what'll happen is when she needs to go into defense mode, she'll go into a different primary color, which would then be like, you know, like a yellow.
Blue, I would say.
Blue would have been
More
defensive, maybe. Yeah, a blue would have been defensive, and then yellow would have been when she's trying to heal people. So it like constantly changes like fluorescently.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Almost like a mood ring kind of a deal, but
Yeah.
a battle stance. Oh, that's cool.
So you've seen those like people that go snowboarding at night and they have the fluorescent sort of like lights on them and stuff. It's kind of like that, but it can change
yeah.
the color as well as she's doing it. So obviously,
Mhm.
red's when she's in like attacking, like it's her standard hero outfit. What it means is we were looking at this in a hero kind of way. It means that you only have to look at her to know what she's doing, so you can tell in what position and what way she's doing it. It makes her intense rather obvious, but it doesn't mean it means if there's a villain nearby and she's crouched over and she's in yellow, if she's got something like uncanny dodge, which I think I did give her, it means that people could go towards her thinking she's just trying to heal someone, but there's just a pile of like clothes on the floor, and then suddenly she's actually in attack mode. So it's more the idea of she uses it to her advantage as much as it can be against her advantage as well. Yeah.
She can use the colors to deceive her.
That was the way we were sort of looking at it, yeah. So that was kind of the idea from there,
Interesting.
which was quite, like we say, it was an interesting sort of concept that we thought of back in the day. But yeah, it'd be a good little extra. And of course, she's not coming with us, is she?
No.
No, it's Dafran, Kelly, and Tota are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just did this. Oh, the reason I asked you to do it was because she was going to be in the training, but she's not now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Oh, I haven't updated Kelly.
Feels bad.
Yeah. So let's go back to the old board, the tier board. Kat, what's your thoughts on herself? Like you say,
I like her. She's cute. Where would I put her though?
I have to say that this tier list needs the garbage pail at the bottom.
I'll put one down there. Yeah, don't worry.
Oh my
There you
god.
go.
Did I not put her in? I can see her hair right there. Like I can see.
see
No,
her.
that's Adam. I didn't put her in. Give me a second.
That's
Sorry.
Adam.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The second person you do, you forgot about.
I was almost certain I did. Right. Okay. So.
Yeah, I like her based solely on the fact of how flustered that Hiku gets whenever she's interacting with her. And that he now owes her not one but two favors.
Oh.
Due mainly to Josco.
Yep.
Yeah, mainly because of Josco's faults there. This bad boy up here. Disc.
Yeah. We're getting them Fire Emblem S supports in here.
Mm-hmm. I'd put her at like A or B.
We can stick her in an A. I think
put her in B.
You would what? Sorry, say again.
I think I would put her in B.
Yeah, because she's not an everything character. She is kind of like a side character in that point as well. But she is one of the first three, so she's definitely got to be in that sort of main mid ranks, definitely.
Well, not because she's a side character, mainly because if Totemo's kind of coming off as the standard for A, he's definitely much.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
both in
definitely.
like his character development and in quirk so far.
Mhm,
but I
mhm.
mean, her having already come out of her shell quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely keeps her out of the C tier or lower. Where
Yeah. So
I would
yeah,
be like
So,
no
so
character
B.
development. Or little.
B tier seems about right. Yeah. Yeah. Animal Man says she's cute and she's got a unique quirk as well.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I agree with you. We agree with you. So that's good. Yeah, we agree. You updated Kelly, did you? Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's cool. It's not over the top. It's just a little bit buggy. Cool.
It's
Okay,
just a
cool.
pattern.
So let's do that then. Okay, so we know.
Buggy. So Rhett's next.
Well, no, I'll do Kelly next. Now we got two different things for Kelly. Actually, we've got Kelly first season, and we've got Kelly second season, which is just two different hairstyles.
Yeah.
So exactly as we said from before. Obviously, this is probably one of the ones you know.
Business.
Yeah.
What was that?
Ponytail means business.
Yeah, boy.
Civ knows the least about this character as well.
Mm-hmm.
The bob is better than the ponytail, says Messi.
Third season, she gets pigtails.
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe she's just bold.
Twin pigtails.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god. Does that weird little that side flip thing with the shaved side?
Princess
on one?
Leia bagels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, the bob is worse than the ponytail. Sorry, I didn't see that. I made a mistake. So,
Ponytail is good.
yeah, the ponytail does look good. Yeah. Now,
Business.
Cassius. Just by the looks and all that, obviously, you know that this is Kelly Solomon, which is Rhett Solomon's younger sister.
Well, I'm gonna be biased because Rhett is my boy. He's giving me the talks that I need to be motivated. Like, yeah. So a little biased on that one, but I know very little about her. So unfortunately, I have no clue other than hairstyle about character development at this point.
Okay, well, we'll
So
let's her
I don't
here
know why
out.
Medibank does that.
Nor do I. And I'll just lift it up a little bit.
I personally really like the contrast of her like edgy look to Sarah's super sweet girly look.
To like a black uniform with bug armor and mantis / spider like sort of arms coming out of her back, which is only shown once.
Yep.
So
bit of like a yin and yang kind of a thing.
Yeah. Kelly's never been like a shy character. Like when Rhett got stolen and when Totoma got caught out in the middle of the city, she's always been very much on the forefront to make sure that everything was going right.
Yeah.
At least she doesn't have bug job.
And
brother.
She bugged her brother to help me figure out his quirk.
You just say bugged her brother.
This is definitely top tier for relationship for Nemu. Like this is definitely high tier sort of shipping there in that sense. So Nemu and because obviously Rhett's helped out. Rhett and Nemu hold a very sort of like it's a love-hate relationship. It's all of the shit that's happened with Rhett happened because of Nemu and Kat as the player, her choices that made everything happen. Like I said, whoever they were going to call,
kind of gathered that.
Yeah, whoever they were going to call that night to go and have a look around for problems with Rippertie, was going to get stolen. I was going to railroad that whatever, and it was Rhett that you chose, so that's what happened. Yeah, and that's how it sort of came to be. Because of that, Rhett pretends and plays like it's not, like he doesn't like him. But it was also the group that helped get Rhett back as well. So that was kind of like a joint sort of thing. So he does respect them, but he sees them as he's like you said, he's the Steve of the series. He's definitely the older guy that's babysitting the younger kids most of the time. Yeah. So he's definitely the Steve in the relationship, 100%. Yeah, and yes, anyone, yeah. If anyone's going to have like a close relationship with it, it's definitely Kelly and Nemu is probably the two.
You don't smash your friend's sister. That's like rule number 2.
Oh yeah. What's rule number 1? Ride together, die together. Is that the first rule?
Hell yeah.
Probably, yeah. It's probably something akin to that. That's how I would have said it.
Not like a bros before hoes kind of deal.
Yeah.
So the hero outfit,
I would say,
go on.
With the Nemu Kelly shippage potential here, I would say she's risk number 1 of being Bill Cosby by Nemu.
Oh God, no! Nemu's oblivious to everything.
Stay 50 feet apart because you're not gay, right?
No.
Though there is potential for those
Kelly,
characters,
look at this over here. I got a new glove. Come take a look at it.
Oh God, no.
But I get you. Yeah. There's a good sort. What was her hero name again? Let's grab that out quickly. FemXL, yeah. XO. Let's just quickly get it.
XXO.
So we had So Totoma's hero name was Inferno, which was just nice and classic.
Good for
Sarah's was Candygram.
Yep.
Candygram.
Yeah. And Kelly Solomon is FemXO, which is female exoskeleton sort of thing. Yeah. So that's quite cool. Yeah. I don't think Rhett had a hero name, did he? I think Rhett's hero name is just Rhett. Does he?
Hold on, I think I wrote it down.
Well,
yeah, it's Chitinite.
No, Chitinite's his quirk.
Chitinite.
No, that's his hero name.
What's his quirk then? You're right. It's in the song. It's in the song. But you are right. His thing is Chitinite. I'm just trying to remember what his quirk's called, which is. It is Chitinite. You're right. Sorry, my mistake.
Chitin Boost.
Wow. Chitin Boost is his name. Yeah, that's it. And I think that's the same as.
Chitinite is his name.
Exo Boost. Yeah, they both had very close.
Because.
So you had Kelly Solomon with Exo Boost, and you had Solomon with Chitin Boost. So they were both very. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
They're boosting.
Bless you.
Yeah. So it's a Chitin Boost and Exo Boost. Exoskeletal power. Kelly can form chitin exoskeleton armor around her critical points of her body to boost her strength and speed.
Classic.
Oh yeah, Solomon. So everyone's got a likes, but Solomon's are all dislikes.
Dislikes.
Yeah.
Wet socks and being kidnapped. Yeah. And then Kelly's was studying mixed martial arts because she's an MMA fighter. Sarah was the karate fighter, so it was 2 different sort of strengths against. And Summer, and then the difference between it is that Kelly forms critical armor points, and Solomon is a full armored, like his dad and his blah, 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 uncle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we'll go into later as well. Yeah.
She kind of goes more for like certain points that need protections.
Absolutely.
To stay more mobile, because MMA is more like a grappling.
That's it. Yeah. So there's like armor around her sort of knees and her arms and like the back of her legs and stuff, and she'll move them about when she needs them. So if she needs to do a really strong punch, she'll give herself like a nearly full armored punch, like a nearly full armored thing. Yeah, Kai Knight's a good armor name. I like that. Nice. So yeah, so overall, like you say, yeah, it's a good character on a good tier. So we'll go down and grab her.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're definitely on the A and B tier here again for her, because like I say, it's the top 3. I'd reckon probably no B tier again. I haven't
seen her character development.
She hasn't done enough to be any higher yet.
With her. Yeah. All she did was get knocked into her backpack by Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's definitely a B tier character, which is fine. It's definitely a fine and good place to put her for the moment. Okay, so let's go for next up. We will have. Let's see.
Peter.
This boy.
Garbage, dude.
Oh God, the art.
Don't worry, like you say, it just shows you the difference in what you did, and what you do. So this is Dafran.
Yeah.
Seki Dafran.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edgy.
He's the Bakugo / what's his name, Todoroki put together sort of character. Yeah. So Seki Dafran. Cassius, my boy, go ahead and I'll grab up some of the bits for him that we've got here.
Those are some edgy eyes for sure. Look at him. He just screams, "I have to restore my clan."
So what do you think then, Civ?
He comes off as no, I'm not gonna call him dumb, but I think he comes off as less smart than the other students. Like more.
He has a lot of.
Yeah.
It's black fading into white with like stars over the black and stuff.
Yeah.
And then a jacket because he's actually.
Yeah.
He reminds me a lot of Blackstar from Soul Eater. Like.
Yeah. I could see that.
He seems like he's trying to prove a lot when, and it kind of irritates other people. But
yeah.
It doesn't mean he's not weak.
Oh god, no, definitely not. Yeah. I mean, he may have only shown off his skill once, and as Kat will know and explain.
He has. We've only really seen him fighting once, because we didn't have a lot of interaction with him. But his quirk is to. Well, he creates force fields. Kind of. They're like orbs, though. And
so it's similar to kind of what Alpha's kind of doing.
Yeah, what Alpha's shown. But the funny thing with him is the first time he got to show off his quirk is also the time Hiku knocked him out in one hit. By pulling him against his own force field and knocking him out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So he has like a big force field he can cause and create around him. He can also use it around his hands to make like projectiles and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think I made him a splash, did
I? No.
No, because I didn't remember.
But
I didn't know what
his hero name is Pulse Perimeter.
Pulse Perimeter, yeah.
Adult version of dodgeball.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge my attack. But yeah, so in his hero outfit is it's just a cool outfit that he thinks is cool because he thinks it's cool. It wasn't really it wasn't designed to be anything else other than that. Kat, could you send me the pose that you did again for him as well, so I can get that up as well, because it kind of shows what the force fields are like.
One moment.
No worries. But Dafran's the kind of character that, like you say, he's not gotten to, he hasn't been able to show himself at all yet. Like, he's not been able to really sort of like show who he's like and what he's like. And he is a bit of a dick. He is the kind of guy that he went for Hiku straight away. Yeah, he went for
You're my
like straight away.
rival.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he pretty much went for him as if like
Yeah.
he's his rival, like straight away. No sort of question about it whatsoever by that point.
Yeah, but I mean, he's coming to the license exam, which means he's strong.
He's next in. Yeah, he's next in for like character development. Absolutely, yeah. If you go by how games go and how anime goes, he's definitely the next to be sort of put into character development. Same with anyone that is about to come into this arc with you as well.
Yeah.
A couple of surprises coming up. I'm not going to obviously say right now, but there'll be more than just the training that's going on between. He's going to get knocked out again. Yeah.
We
Maybe.
improved our defense thing. We have a plus 15 now.
Yeah, that was why it happened.
basically.
Yeah, the reason that these guys kept getting knocked out quickly was because dodge, toughness, and that are supposed to have an extra additional, just a plus 15 on top of every roll that you do, because otherwise shit like that happens and you can't defend yourself. Where'd you send
that? I got knocked out 3 times by Hiku.
Yeah.
It's in here.
I got it, yeah.
Ooh, Animal's got food.
Oh.
What's he got?
Food just got it. What do you got food-wise, yeah?
Ooh,
There you
look
go.
at
It's one of my favorite poses.
That is a very good pose, yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
I like
that's
the soapbox style Sonic shoes as well.
Yes.
I like that. I like, yeah,
Big old shoes.
yeah.
My team came out.
Chinese, good man.
Hey.
Well, it would be your turn to knock him out, except for there will not be any. This is going to be not battle royale. You still have to work with your class to succeed,
it's
basically.
school-based,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The
gotta
only
work
way is
with
if we
him.
challenged him to train with us,
Exactly.
like you
Now,
could do with Alpha.
Let me put a little bit of a curveball in this. I really like Dafran. I haven't had my chances to do a lot for him. Is that fucking one-up girl? It is, isn't it?
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah.
That'll get taken off YouTube and it's
yeah.
TOS.
We'll just put this one on.
There
you go.
Yeah, there.
Just the classic lo-fi. The classic one.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I like him a lot. I like him because he is probably one of the only characters in your class, other than Suki and Soretta, that are kind of like the back end side of the group. They're kind of in it for their own sort of selfish gains and stuff, and I like that. I like having these characters in there. I think he's got a lot of potential. Maybe not a lot of potential.
I don't know any other characters in it for their own selfish games.
Yeah. I'm talking NPC wise, so don't you worry about that.
I got it.
We'll get to you later.
No.
Hero name.
Obviously, in here there'd be a tier above this, which is just player tier, and that means anyone that's player tier is obviously higher than any other NPC by that point.
Yeah, we get preference.
I
Is that
like.
why they're at the top?
Yeah, exactly. Well, except for Brett, but that's just because I like the eyes. Yeah, I like him. He's got potential. It will be the kind of potential where it won't be involved in your stories. It will be involved in his own story. Like,
Ooh.
remember and understand.
Side quests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember and understand that when I give you guys, ranking NPCs till Zach wakes up. The reason I like the difference between watching My Hero Academia or watching any anime and playing a D&D, as Messi can definitely agree with, is the fact that I cannot do too much off-screen things because it becomes meta information. It's stuff that you guys have to learn inside. Now, I can do things that happened that are written up in reports. Welcome back either way, buddy. It's good to have you back. I love you. And I can do, like I say, I normally always do like a small snippet of something at the end of a season or the end of an episode. Things that kind of get you hyped for the next thing, but it's not enough to do too much meta. Now, like you say, with Totoma, if I was just to tell you what happened with Totoma, it's gone. Story's over. You don't get any information from it.
Exactly.
But there is other things in the game that you will hear and sort of get through from there as well. So you get bits of information, and then sometimes you don't. Yeah. So I kind of agree with you guys. He's definitely not high tier.
Yeah,
I would put him probably same as Kelly.
Well, since we didn't learn really anything about him first season, so I would put him C.
C
but
tier
I
then?
do want to see I do want to see. I want to see where he'll go.
What if we put him in like a C plus?
So he's high. He's high.
There's no build up for anticipation.
Yeah. I see. I look forward to seeing what happens in.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next character
3.
now.
Yeah.
No, because you said I'm looking forward to seeing. And I was just like, all right.
Oh God.
I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end
Seen
of this
much of him.
we'll do this again.
Okay, so Soretta.
Giraffe girl.
She's another
one we didn't see a lot of.
What's your first thoughts, Cassius?
Yes.
Giraffe girl?
Mm-hmm.
I know next to nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, definitely judging by the skin discoloration on the neck, it probably has to do with your quirk somewhere along the line.
Mm-hmm.
She got the ponytail, so she definitely needs business. But I agree with Animal Man. She's fairly cute. Higgies, man.
Oh my god.
So, Kat, explain who Soretta is a little bit.
So, Soretta, I don't know much about her.
Did I make her? I think I made her one, didn't I? I made her a splash screen, I think.
I don't remember. Her quirk is.
No, I didn't.
She can turn herself invisible. But, stay behind. Like, you can see her eyes. She is like a chameleon.
I'm a sucker for glowy eyes.
Uh-oh.
So, Soretta Kaku.
Her hero name.
Yeah.
Her hero name is Cammy.
Like chameleon.
Like a chameleon. Cammy. Cammy, Camo, chameleon.
Yeah, so Soretta is the other girl that sits at the back of the class with another student.
Yep.
She's actually had a little bit more story than even Dafran.
Wow.
She's it's small. She went up against Josco in the first battle in the tournament arc, and Josco won by quite literally just gauging and guessing where she was going to appear, and he was right every time. Wherever I put her, he was right. So he did well. Nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, there's nothing really to her, but she's a strong fighter.
I'll have to figure out more about
her. She can turn practically invisible, obviously. Civ, don't start making jokes. You know what happens. Winky face. Yeah, good overall character from that point. Yeah, good overall character.
The few things I can say is about the ethereal eye thing. So I like the synergy of her eyes still there, and I have the extra glowy eyes.
Yeah,
like
so that's her sort of flaw. If she wants to see people, she has to keep her eyes open, and her eyes almost become more reflective and glowy when she is invisible. Yeah.
Some people are feet man. I'm an eye man.
That's fair. That's fair. Where is she? I know I've got her in this here somewhere. I know I put her in here. I'm sure I did.
I see her behind Blue Man. Mixed match.
Yeah, so there she is. Cool. So myself, Universal Camouflage was really cool, if not classic. I don't think she's D, but I cannot put her in B or A because we don't know enough of her. So she has to go with Dafran, I think. She has to be in that sort of tier.
She's someone we have to
I
learn
don't
about.
expect most of the students to be in anything other than A, B, and C tiers, to be brutally honest by this point. Yeah, so that's where I would go with her, definitely. So yeah, that was nice and easy. I don't have a hero outfit for her yet, to be brutally honest with you. Her hero outfit would probably be something made from the pigments of her own skin, so that she can go fully invisible anyway. It would be something along those sort of lines. Who else have we got? I think it's only one more student, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many do we have? 11 classmates? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we've got a couple. So we'll go with this one next because, of course, it's the next one in the group.
Well, are we counting Adam as a student?
Yes, yeah, we would be. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
10 then. 5 more.
Love that hair.
Okay, Cassius, go for it. So I'll tell you the name. Obviously, that's Kyukisuki.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
When I first drew her, I had her in just the plain shirt, short sleeve.
Yeah.
But She reminded me too much of SpongeBob. She was like that. No,
Yes, I remember
to.
you saying about that. Yes, I remember you saying, because if you take away, if you kind of take away like all of this and delete
I
it,
might have the picture.
You get kind of a SpongeBob vibe look, like straight away. Very, like very quickly, a SpongeBob sort of vibe there going on, which is quite funny. That is quite funny.
The lid, Patrick. The lid. The lid, Patrick.
The lid.
Have you seen the live action version of that?
No.
There's an episode where they go on a tour and they go to the Krusty Slab, and it's all the voice actors playing their characters as human characters in a like a burger store, and it's really funny. It's actually really funny.
Nice.
And they did a reenactment of that bit where it's like, put it, twist it. Patrick,
On the lid,
Patrick.
the little
Oh, I
lid.
broke it! No, Patrick, you did it! So yeah, what's your thoughts just from the picture? Because obviously there's another character you don't know of.
Oh yeah. No. I like the red eyes with the blonde hair. It's very striking.
Yeah.
Makes me think there is a lot more to the character than has probably been shown.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she's probably very similar to a Giraffe Girl, as in it's just been an untapped character at this point.
Definitely an untapped character, but more story.
Had
More story
interaction,
than even Dafran and Soretta. Definitely.
Yes. She is.
So yeah, explain her.
Soretta.
Yeah.
And they sit in back of the class together.
Oh, can I just quickly say as well? I'm really enjoying this. This is really fun.
It's fun.
See how little Civ knows. How's he been following the stream?
Yeah.
But towards the start of all the drama at season 1, Suki took Nemu aside and
You're missing quite a valid point there.
what?
So Suki's first battle was up against a student called Broden.
Yes.
Broden was Ripetei, who was the first bad guy's son.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they went onto the stage, they went to fight, and within a second she was on the floor. Just dropped on the floor.
Oof.
And she put her hand up and sort of said she quit. Then asked Nemu to come to her room to talk about it. And do you remember what she said?
She explained to Nemu that Broden can get inside people's heads, like make them experience their worst nightmare.
That was basically what she said. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
supposed-
Itachi. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Now, what's her quirk? Do you remember, Kat?
Her quirk is, well, she takes blood she's like a vampire, basically, but her vampire thing is reversed, as in she is stronger in the sun and very weak in the
Super
dark.
lethargic in the night.
The day pyre. I remember.
Yeah,
talked a
the
little
day
bit about
fire.
this,
Yeah. So so she can take blood from. There's 3 different types of quirks in My Hero Academia. There's mutation, there's projection, and something else. I can't remember what they're all called. Each one gives her a certain stat. It's either a defense buff, an attack buff, or a speed buff. If she takes her own blood, as in if she bites her own blood, which she shouldn't do, which is bad, she gets like a 30-second boost. Do you know what I mean? Like a full boost mode sort of thing.
Yeah.
You're exactly right, Animal Man. I like her. I really do. I think it's another one. It's another one that definitely has a lot of potential that we can get in the story. 100%, purely just on that sort of conversation. She's definitely an interesting character that can come into this group. More so that she definitely went out of her way to talk to the heroes instead of just being the student. She was willing to tell you to watch out because it was you that was going up against Broden next.
Yep.
So she was up for obviously going up again, going
Helping
against
me
her
out.
usual to sort of say, Now, her hero name is Kira Kira, which is basically just Killer.
Ew.
Yeah, she's an interesting character, 100%. Like, 100% she's an interesting character. Myself, I would also stick her in B, because she's just had a bit more conversation with these guys. But it would be a low B. It would be, it would obviously be low B in that sense from there. that's where I would put her, especially like say by design, how she looks, what she's like. I just think myself, I would stick her on a low B tier because it's a very interesting design.
I would bump more towards C tier simply because she gave up. Like, if it was an actual battle with a villain,
yeah,
you can't just simply give up. Like, oh no, I'm quitting. Like that's possibly your life. Like you can't just do that. And you're
I'm allowed to influence my rankings. These are my rankings.
Defending potential victims as well. So I don't like the fact that she gave up.
Fucking animal, man. Her quirk is really unique, and with new artwork, she could be very hot. There you go, Kat. That's your job next. But yeah, no, okay, I agree with that. Kat, what would you say?
No, yeah, that made a lot of sense.
There you go. Then yeah, we'll stick her into the C tier with the other group as well. And it kind of does flow well because it is definitely those three that are kind of they're almost antagonists, but they're not at the same time. It's the grunts and the runt side of the sort of group, definitely.
Grunts.
Yeah.
All right, minions.
You know, yeah.
Soak some fire.
Yeah, she could definitely. All of them could definitely be bumped up to BB plus once there's more character development with them. So you've definitely got chances with Dafran coming up now.
Yep.
And these guys obviously in the near future. Wait.
I got chances with Giraffe Girl. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. So then that means the last student.
Just walk up to her like, "Hey, your neck looks like a giraffe. I like it."
I like giraffes.
I hear you have very special eyes.
So that means the technical last student, Mizu.
Upperclassman.
Ah, the Zora, got it.
Mm-hmm.
She was really fun to design. I really liked turning that little thing around her neck
into like a UA sort of thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, Mizu's.
She couldn't have a normal suit.
No.
Wouldn't work. So she has just.
Mizu is the very pinnacle of, a Zora. It's the Zora design. It's a very classic sort of aquatic look to her.
She seems a little fishy to me.
Oh boy.
Fish girl.
She also plays the art.
Josco.
She also plays the archetype of like Ida, if you know what I mean. She's the prep class, the president,
class.
The sort of thing from there. I think, to be honest,
keep the class under wraps.
That's it.
Thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think she's been doing a pretty bad job of it so
far. Well, to be honest, I don't think we've actually even introduced anyone as a class president yet, so that's something we could do in one of the sessions one day. So yeah, definitely. So maybe she wouldn't be, but that's definitely the design sort of feature from her.
That's her personality.
Absolutely, yeah.
She sits at the front of the class and she is very
quirk is exactly as it is. Water type quirk, Mr. Mutation. She can breathe underwater. She can swim really fast. She can shoot water from. I think it's just like she can move it very fast around her, can't she? Like her fins and stuff. So she's very
Victorian. Yes.
What is that?
Her name is Aquarius.
Yeah. Very classic, just Aquarius, yeah.
Penchant to going upstreams rather than down.
So yeah.
In our calendar, we had a thing that, because Spy was mentioning swimming with her, we had a thing where Josco tried to swim with her, right? And almost tried not to drown, but she was there to help him.
Yep, nearly drowned because of it. Yeah.
Wow, having the dark skin guy because he can't swim. Okay.
No, he rolled bad. He rolled.
I see this.
Actually, we rolled it and we did it for it. Yeah.
He rolled like a one. Just like a
Once again, definitely potential in the character. Someone we haven't sort of tapped into yet. Not really anything yet for her. So more
potential leadership capability.
Yep.
Let's see, where is she? I definitely put her in, I'm sure I did. I might not have. I might have been an idiot and not.
I don't see her.
Yikers.
Cross scout. No, I didn't. No. Okay.
Josco could hold himself up with that afro.
Waterlogged hair is very heavy.
No, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
I know.
So, what are we thinking? Like a C again? just untapped potential.
See,
Yeah,
because
I
we've
think that's-
never interacted with her.
It's kind of become a bit of the theme of C2. Seems
Yeah, C tier seems to be the sort of.
Well, since we've had interactions with all three of them, why not D?
Because you haven't really talked to her at all.
Yeah.
Well, Jafro has talked to her. I do agree
tried
with
to
you in a
swim with
sense. Yeah, I do agree with you in the sense that she's not
Yeah.
fully there. But I wouldn't like to take her and put her down. I think all of these students. I think all of the students at least should be in the A, B, and C tiers by the idea of they're your students. But then she would be once again a
Well,
low
not our
C tier.
students.
Yeah.
Well, you know, your classmates. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think she has to stay in C tier myself, and I'm gonna lock that myself.
Fish girl
Straight up
walking
walking,
and swimming around nude.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, we'll bring in Kachababing.
Teacher.
So we'll bring in Mr. Oshieru, also known as Hiku's dad. He is not
Teach.
Hiku's dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
So this is
Unofficially Hiku's dad.
okay.
Yeah.
So, Cassius, you've kind of had like small amounts of interaction with him, obviously.
Yeah.
What's your take? Looks, design, how he is, what he's been like in game.
I like him. I definitely get the teacher vibe from him right away. But the fact that he can deal with characters like Hiku and Jafru and Nemo and control them and get them, on track.
Do you know what his
class moving?
Do you know what his quirk is?
I do not.
Okay, so let me get the splash screen up.
I like his quirk.
This just
Designing
sheep used to be a fan of sweater vests.
So Wakai Oshieru. His quirk is Millennia. Immortality. Age does not affect Mr. Oshieru ever since he hit the age of 16. Though he'd still be wounded or affected by illnesses, he is about 200 years old. He came around the same time that the first quirk started existing. By the time,
we're like sperms compared to him. Holy shit!
Right. He
that makes
he's
him a
technically
really good
about
teacher.
Exactly. He's technically about 230 something. Yeah. He's an old boy. So he is a prep school kid. Yeah, exactly. Oshieru. Yes, you can see in the way he is. It's like he likes electro swing, respect, and jelly deals. Really weird, sort of the old style sort of things.
Oh man, he can make all those back in my day jokes, and we gotta take him seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Age?
No. Oh, I remember he used to be a top hero for a little bit.
He did. He used to be a very, very powerful informant for a very long time. But this was probably about 100 years ago. And he kind of stopped doing it, obviously, to get into other things and that. And he has to. He as a character, he's always constantly trying to do things because he's like, well, if I'm going to keep living for another 400 years, 500 years, 1,000 years, he needs to keep himself active and doing stuff a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
Jellied eel is really weird.
Also, me and Nemo have the same birthday.
Yeah. Jellied eel is weird. It's just eel. It's like salted eels, like very sort of ocean taste and that. But they don't ferment it in the jelly. They just do it in the jelly, and the jelly sort of takes on that flavor as well. I like the eel. I don't like the jelly. They're not. It is a very British sort of.
Is it British?
Well, jellied eels is a very British kind of thing. No, I think we talked about this. Wait. It's English cuisine. Jellied eels is an English cuisine.
Oh.
Traditional English dish that was originated in the 18th century, primarily in the East End of London. The dish consists of chopped eels, boiled in a spice stock that is allowed to cool and set, forming a jelly. It is eaten cold.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's a weird sort of one. Kat.
Yes.
Your interactions as the players for one of the OG players with Oshieru.
What do you mean?
your information, like you and him. Your thoughts on the character, basically.
Oh, I really love him.
Yeah.
I like his quirk, and I like his attitude about like everything. And I don't know, he's just cool. I like the teacher. He's good.
He's done a lot to defend you guys as well. Like
Yes.
he'll fucking put you in your place when you've done wrong. Don't get me wrong at all from that either. But he is very much defended you guys as much as he could. You guys could have been kicked out of that school a long, long time ago.
Mm.
But he's managed to sort of, smooth things out with the other teachers and that. He's probably one of the biggest characters that gets the most respect from all other people, especially in the hero ranking. So, like, Avacyn kind of treats him like his dad kind of thing as well, but in a more respected way more than Hiku. A lot of people do go to him for information. Obviously, when in a little bit of flavor to the story, when you guys were stuck, obviously in Dubai, and when you guys were stuck in Ocean City, it was probably Oshieru that was keeping the biggest amount of tabs on you when he could. He probably knows the Dawn. He would probably know the Dawn. He would know the other groups around as well. Just an overall massive informant from that sort of side of things. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, he's a great character.
Yeah,
definitely a great character. Whereas this little shrimp boy there is.
I'd probably put him with Totoma.
Yeah, I'd put him in
A tier because he's like the high tower. Yeah. All right, that is fair. That is fair.
Plus, he has so much knowledge that we don't even know.
Yeah.
That could always come in handy. Like, we could say, "Oh, hey, it's like we're having an issue with this one person," and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember back in the day when this guy had this same exact thing. How someone beat him was doing X, Y, Z."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he can kind of come up to conversation with it as well. Now
He's got the knowledge.
The knowledge. So the next character I'll put that's kind of technically a student, because that's all of them now by you guys, is this one.
Adam.
No, not
Damn
yet.
it.
Peter.
F.
S.
F tier.
Garbage tier.
Yeah, no, the only interaction I've had with Peter so far is he lives in Jaska's afro, and he could not reconnect himself to the network he's supposed to be connected with. He had to have someone else do it for him, basically. Seems pretty much like a dysfunctional robot, which
Absolutely.
is bad. So I'd probably rank him kind of low.
He is actually extremely helpful in season 1.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. I mean, he basically sacrificed himself.
He sacrificed himself for us, yeah.
So, to put in a bit of a... Yeah, go on. No, you go for it. Yeah, I'd rather you sort of split it. Yeah. Peter's is exactly that. Pita. It is pain in the arse. Because Theo called him a pain in the arse. Yeah. And then Jaffro was like, Peter.
So Peter.
Hey.
And he was like, no, I don't like that name.
And then we just all kept calling him Peter. And now he's stuck with it forever. I wonder if Avacyn has a name for him, because he's actually Avacyn's technology, isn't he?
He did. It was X something, if you remember. It was
was it?
XV something. I remember there was a very specific.
Hold on. I probably have it.
IMC 3PO human cyborg relations.
Peter. Apparently he can see through walls. I didn't remember that, but.
I see what you're doing.
Oh yeah, he changes his emotions like that.
Mad.
I don't think I have his exact name written down.
It's XT1 or something like that, I remember.
I don't have it written down.
Don't worry. You don't have to remember 100%. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, explain the story to Civ for you a little bit. Yeah.
So, we first found Peeta after having Rhett was kidnapped. Right after Rhett was kidnapped, we found Peeta, who he was being like there was something going on in an alleyway, and what we now think is a world eater.
Which we'll come into explain later. Yeah.
It was guarding this crate, and after we defeated or scared away the world eater, we got to the crate, opened it. Well, Red was kidnapped like immediately after the defeating, but moving on, PETA, we opened the box and PETA was in there and was at first I think he was like kind of shy, wasn't he?
He technically had packet loss.
What's that?
He'd lost a lot of the information from his connection with Avacyn Tower. So it was like packet losses, you know, like he basically, all the information, well, a lot of information that he was normally getting sent to him all the time was
cut off, and
he was kind of not 100% with you guys when he first got with you. Yeah, we'll go into World Eaters in a bit, Animal Man.
yeah. Let's give it a moment. But we did have PETA stay with us. Josco immediately adopted him and gave him a new home in his afro, which is perfect, and I love it. Do
you want me to kind of like explain a little bit more for you, so a little bit more in depth, because I remember
yes,
yeah.
Please.
Yeah, so exactly as you said, you found him because they were trying to take him away, the Yakuza, or what you thought was just a group of evil people. They were going to use him because he's the only other machine in Avacyn Industries that has the same combined particle as Atom. Avacyn doesn't like using his combined elements together because it was so unstable. Managed to do it in PETA, XT1, and Atom then, of course, appeared, and he was also able to do it, and he was done by being born with it, and it was just a crazy sort of coincidence by that point. He slowly regained his memory and started going back into Avacyn Tower. He helped you find out where all the other clones were, the replicants. And he was also the main way of turning off the main generator inside the military ship that attacked the island. He, at the last few moments before he did it, he managed to back himself back up into one of these servers in Avacyn Tower. Avacyn managed to put him back into another orb. And
hello.
Oh, hello. Jesus.
Well, if this isn't Mr. Nap Time.
Hiku, one nap won't hurt Oshite there.
I actually fell asleep.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is, my friend. Don't worry, it's fine. We waited for an hour or so, and then we just went on with it. The stream is actually called Ranking NPCs Till Zach Wakes Up.
We've been explaining PETA's backstory basically now.
Me know things now.
Yeah.
You know me big smart too.
But at the final ship fight, after we scared off all the Yakuza goons, PETA went ahead and sacrificed himself, took the ship away to explode it offshore.
Oh, he Batman'd.
Yeah. But he came back like the next step.
He didn't take the ship away. I've had to explain this. I've had to explain this a few times. He shut the engine down, which made it just wasn't usable anymore. As he did that, the Dabbler came out from this thing, punched the side of the and then it started to fall. So he was like, "Yes!" and ran away, thinking that he'd saved the day.
Didn't like start falling towards him. He was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. And he ran away. Now, once again, DM's discretion here. PETA is your Navi. Like, there's no question about it. He's known the most.
Listen.
He's helped you out the most. He's given you a lot of information. He's cut you off from systems so people can't keep track of you. He's told you information from different things all over the world. He's definitely A to S ranked here. Like 100% he has to be, because he is close. S. I feel like he'd be S as well, purely on the concept of it's just a very generic, very easy, and very good navigator. You know, like your guider. Didn't need to be too over the top. Didn't need to be too crazy. He's always been there to give you help, and he's PETA. I think this would be the first. No worries, Animal Man. I think he would have to be first S tier rank, definitely, because he is just a good and overall funny character. He was a pain in the arse at the start, exactly where his name comes from, but he has helped you guys out so much.
Yep.
Zach, you can agree?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. You can see the tier list on the stream, yeah?
Yep.
Cool, excellent. All right. So we'll pop from there. Right. Last one in the students.
Much smaller and teaches compared to Totem. It's T1 all over again.
Is your main boy,
My
Atom.
boy.
Someone's going to be biased here.
I am very biased.
I think a lot of people are actually. These guys love him. Not as much as a certain someone, but you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, let me quickly start off by giving off information that obviously everyone would know. So Atom. Also, Atom is his hero name. He's Norio Oka, the 5th hero in this rank of the best. Oka Norio is so obvious to all known him because, well, he might be the least human of anyone. Norio was a miracle of birth. He was biotic, robotic. Born from a quirkless couple, Norio's body was fully metallic, his heart a small nova that burned and kept him running. His quirk is known as man-made. A strange name to give it, but much curious. He is a man made of a natural birth, but is with such a robotic genetic makeup you could say he was born from machine and man's hand alone. It was only after vigorous tests upon him, fully consent, that Shiro Aberson came out with the most peculiar findings. Oka's heart burns and runs in the same elements that his two newly formed his elements had. These are identical, except for the one interesting fact that they were a combined source of energy, something Mr. Aberson could not really accomplish, which you guys now know that he did once for Peter. The burnout and decay of the energy turned into an alloy, stronger than Aberson's own decaying energy source, which would then meld instantly to Norio Oka's body, giving him that look of growth. Along with the hardened strength alloy that makes up his body, the nova within him can be used to both give him thrust from his back and balls of his feet, flight, and an energy weapon from his left arm. For some reason, it is unable to work from his right, a circulation error probably. He works closely behind...
And that thing on his mouth is a birthmark.
Well, like the skin color part,
the tan color on his face.
Yeah, that's just a birthmark. It's still cold. Yeah. It's still got the cold touch technique for it being metal. Yeah. Works closely behind Shiro Aberson, and he is a young and learning, but the two make a great pair. Some say he was created by Mr. Aberson himself. They even ship it, but who knows? So the main sort of pointer from that is that people still believe that Atom was made by Aberson. There's a lot of people that still believe it. Adam is a 16-year-old child. He is now joining, 17 now he would be. He is now joined into the Class 1A with the rest of the group.
Because we made friends with him.
Because you guys made friends with him, and he's probably one of the most developed characters in the whole story, other than the players.
So easy S tier, obviously.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. From what he's done for these guys and all of that, he's 100%.
He saved us in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to save us from clones, but ended up getting his core ripped out, and we were like all upset about it.
Dubai?
Yeah, he did help you in Dubai.
He saved us in Dubai against Typhoon triggered.
Oh, I thought you said he saved us in Dubai from the clones. I was like, wait.
No. And the clones and.
Other than like Theo and Rhett, he's their closest friend. Tota McKelly and Sarah are also their friends, but they actually live in Atom's apartment in the older class. Yeah, in the other people's like the second year and third year's apartments.
Rhett
yeah,
and Theo.
Yeah, Rhett and Theo live underneath.
Like,
they live on the floor below, and then Atom lives on like the penthouse above.
Ever so close to Nemo's goal of atmosphere.
So, yeah, let's get things straight here. There's no question about it. He's an S tier. 100%. Can't argue it. He has to be an S tier. He's been one of the closest characters to you guys ever since.
From the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You let me win a fight against him.
Already.
So yeah, and he is a ranked hero, so he's definitely high tiered from that alone. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, he's definitely helped you guys out a lot, but in turn, you guys have also helped him out a lot as well. Zach, I'll change your name as well. Sorry. Hiku, one that won't hurt. Okay, so straight away, 100%. If we're gonna have him, he has to be in high tier. Super powerful character.
Him?
What do you mean?
You've helped him be more human.
Oh.
He used to be very sheltered. He only used to work and
Oh yeah, he had no friends.
Yeah, he literally had no.
Into the class. Hello, human friends. How are you?
He was very. It was very hard to sort of get in any sort of social contact with him because he was just a bit of a shutaway.
I was supposed to say,
My
can we help
hero
him in the
become
first
human.
arc too? Remember, he got his core ripped out.
Exactly. Yeah, you've helped him loads. He
We
also helped you guys out helped Nemo out by letting him win in the. It was the showcase tournament arc, which is
only because I
made friends
we
with him.
talked to him.
Yeah. If you guys hadn't talked to him, I would have had him beat the absolute living shit out of you. There was a portion of the tournament arc where there were certain characters that had no need to be in it because they'd already been part of a hero agency. Soretta was one of them. So Soretta probably could go up to B rank because she is part of a hero agency, but she's a trainee from that. Atom was one of them, and there was a couple more as well. So he's definitely helped you guys out, and you guys have definitely helped him out. He's a very fun character. He was super interesting from the start, and you guys continue going back to him because of that as well. Just for a little bit of flavour and fluff, give it a second to come up.
Yeah.
Sand Atom.
Mr. Sandman.
Dubai Atom.
Yeah. So before Atom came to Dubai to pick up the kids and get them away from Dubai, he actually got a different set of armor made for obviously long distance in deserts and cooling systems and stuff. Changed his hair out a little bit. He was supposed to have a visor, but we forgot, didn't we? But that's fine. I like it like that as well anyway. Very much based off of a Domtropon from Gundam. I'll get that up quickly. So very much based off of one of those. So it's got that sort of look and feel to it, the sort of sand trophy sort of thing there. And you can see inside of his chest, you've got like the A and the T where his name is as well. So that sort of blends in. So first of all, artistic-wise, fantastic. I love it. I think it's super cool. It was definitely a nice upgrade to his sort of normal look. It's reactive armor.
This was one of the last ones that was done on computer as well.
It's reactive armor, so you can see his armor underneath is still there, which means if this gets blown off, it's not hurting him. It's reacting to that and blowing off before it gets him damaged. I think once again that's just him next to Atom in S tier. I liked it and I wanted to go back to it because we probably won't see this armor ever again really, other than if we guys go back to Dubai, which is definitely on the cards, like 100%.
Yeah.
Zack, Hiku made a promise and that promise is going to stay. Yeah. Right, now that we've gone through the mains, I'm just going to just throw random characters in and we're just going to go through them like that. So, let's see. So, no.
Where's Bad Touch Man?
You
Ret.
So, classic boy, close friend to all, not really. Rhett Solomon, Kelly's older character.
Close friend.
Older character.
Kelly's older brother. One of the top 2 heroes in Ark Island for student class. That's followed next to Theo. Cassius, yes.
Use this instead. I hate that drawing.
Why'd you hate that drawing?
It's ugly.
It's old.
He does have a bit of the old man look when he like that. He's like, damn kids. Right, the cereal picture.
Come home.
Yeah. There is kind of an image of the full Beetle Ret. I'm still working on it. Give me 1 second.
It's like he likes his Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Or is it Reese's Puff? Reese's Puff.
peanut butter chocolate
It's
flavor.
Brown cereal.
This stream is sponsored by Reese's Puffs.
Yeah.
If only. Kellogg's, please.
I did not do that well. Hang on.
Set the layer to multiply.
Which one?
The armor.
It's a Gundam Beetle. I'm
Oh.
not saying that he likes Gundams, but
He certainly does.
yeah, he's a man of good taste.
Oh yes, I am. Oh
man
yes.
of culture.
Oh yes, I is. Where's the
I
film?
mean, there's some people out there who's like, yeah, Gundam shit.
Gundam's garbage.
I know
Yeah.
people that don't like Gundam. Like I know people that don't like Gundam. Oh okay, you're just gonna do that to me, are you?
Hey, get rid of it. She's out of
Get
here.
rid of
We're
it.
gone. Moving on.
Oh.
Theo, the best second character in the entire story.
There we go. There we go. So yeah, I'm working on the design myself because I'm obviously trying to get back into art, and Kat would obviously turn it more into the style that she does.
Little artsy fartsy.
Yeah. So
Artificial art style.
Cassius.
Artsy's okay.
Exactly,
but
Messi.
artsy-
Exactly.
At least you're
So-
doing it, messy and proud.
I like him.
hmm
I think he's a very good tutoring kind of character because I mean he's one of the first people. I think he is the first person I had a meaningful conversation with.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Um,
One that wasn't forced,
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah. Hey, look at this new guy. Doesn't want to talk about his power. Let me make him sit down and try to get him to talk about it.
I mean, I didn't want to know about your power. I just
good-
want to know about you.
That's
you know?
that's a good thing. Not included Alpha either, huh?
Your interaction with Alpha.
Yeah, because you had good interactions with Alpha as well. This was your
Yeah.
first outside source, basically, by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Super Sentai looking.
yeah. But no, I definitely I like him as a character
Same.
because we had a very good conversation about where I can fit into the class because the my character is obviously very
Unsure of
reserved
himself right
in
now.
that
Yeah.
aspect, unsure of
Mhm.
where they're gonna fit in, and
Yeah.
so
Definitely.
I think the line was like you can be their protector,
Mm-hmm.
and the counterpoint obviously was like, well, they seem like they can handle themselves. He's like, yeah, that's true, but they still need that person. So
Definitely. Yeah.
I'm also-
giving purpose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm also biased to Rhett because it was in the lore, it is him who helped my character learn about his crystal ability.
Yeah.
So helped you develop your quirk.
Actually,
Yeah.
the,
'Cause when Nemus first
the
showed
three,
up, he
yeah,
already knew how to make
Zach's just
mist.
about to say it, and I'm going to agree with him, and I'm going to just cut him off quickly. You three have all had the most interactions with Rhett because it
Yep.
was you that he helped you get your quirk up to a different. Because you were like, I can't get melatonin to be an attack. I'm going to be a terrible hero. And he's like, well, melatonin has different substances and different what do you call them, solidities. Why don't you turn it into
Yes.
something else? And that's when you started making crystals out of it. Cassius was the first person. It was the first person he talked to. They're very much alike, and they had it. Like you can see it if it was like an anime. You know, it's Cassius showing off his beast arm, and Rhett kind of like he's kind of showing it, being like, "Well, be careful because this isn't a good thing." And then Rhett being like, "Okay," pulling out his arm and doing a giant beetle arm on his arm as well. So it was kind of a closeness between them. And then it was Hiku that went into the storm to pull him out, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was Hiku that got thrown
He was
into
the
the
first
storm
one.
to try and pull him out of the storm. Yeah. Do you remember that, Kat? Zach?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where I basically punched into the huge fucking blackness, hoping
Mhm.
to save this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried the
Magic missile in the
exact thing.
darkness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait, why do we do that? Hiku gets in trouble, and then Nemu's like, okay, I'm gonna do the exact same thing.
I'm telling you, because my stupidness flows into you. I
Mhm.
remove your brain
They
cells.
share
Yeah.
a brain
Need it.
cell.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing that saves us is like either Jasko or Detect.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So yeah, there's definitely a bias to this character purely on that concept. He's a very, very fun character. He was my self-insert from an old My Hero roleplay that me and Chris did years and years ago. But it wasn't just that. It wasn't me putting him onto you guys. You guys liked him enough to keep going towards him, which was quite nice. So it wasn't so much self-insert by that time, where it was actually the character was fun and interesting enough that people wanted him to be there. So he's definitely
in the game.
So yeah, definitely like him. Really fun character. Really fun to play because he's as close to my sort of likeness, except for just being a bit more devoid of emotion sometimes. And it's you guys that got him into his super mode now.
Yeah.
He's basically got this. This wasn't what his bug form first looked like. His bug form looked very more like a Kamen Rider sort of style. Then he turned into a giant evil beetle with the use of Trigger, which is what you guys were assuming at the time, which now you can kind of confirm. And then he made this burst mode, which is a sort of like a Gundam Unicorn style sort of look, where there'd be like glowing lines of orange behind it and stuff, and he can use that for like 30 seconds. It kind of he definitely blends my interest in Gundam, my interest in Kamen Rider, my interest in My Hero Academia, and my interest in Tiger and Bunny all together. It brings it all together in this character.
And your favorite bug is beetles.
Yeah, and I love like Hercules and Rhinoceros beetles and stuff. I think they're super, super cool. He's got that kind of loungy, kind of not give a fuck kind of feel that my character from Lord of the Rings had. So he's very close to Bass in that sort of feel. He's got that shit, I was going to say and I completely forgot it now. And he's got the very nice Tiger and Bunny kind of feel where he can only use his burst mode for like 5 minutes. Like he's got a 5-minute cooler on that thing, which in game can correlate to probably like maybe 5 turns or something like that before it has to go down again. But he's not had to use it yet, and you know that's just the extra from there. So yeah, super, super fun character. I really like him. Because of how much interactions with him, it would be unfair to not put him into S tier rank.
Yep,
Definitely from that. So if I just quickly get him.
Okay, so S tier rank is based on how much we like them?
Pretty much.
It's everything.
Okay.
It's everything that you know about him is what correlates in. Everything about the characters what correlates them into tiers. It's not just their strength. We're not doing like a power level tier. We're just doing an everything tier. Yeah. So let me just run you down what you missed and what you know. So Totoma and Oshieru, you've had the most interaction with, the most character development so far. That's why they're A tier in the students range. Kelly and Sarah are the closest to that. They're like the other 3 friends of yours that you have that aren't part of the main party. Lots that you can learn from them, but not enough so far. So they're in B rank, and then C rank is the same thing. There's characters that have development ready to go. They've had cool things, but we wouldn't want to put them any lower than like a C class tier. So all the students and that from there have to be in that rank. These guys, once again, it's the interactions you've had with them, how they are. They're definitely in the S tier rank. That's how it sort of goes. So next up, oh yeah, go on.
When the date happens, does that mean Misa's gonna move up to B tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Say, has she got enough for 4 other people? Can we get some?
I also want some.
We get some mac and cheese going.
All my D&D friends want mac and cheese.
Hell yeah!
What did she say?
Put it in the mail.
Okay, cool.
What'd you say?
What did she say?
Squeeze it through the wires of my headset. It'll get to you.
Say, will it stay warm?
Shit.
Oh my god.
We don't want it if it's not warm.
Imagine like your headset fucking explodes.
I'm talking, all you hear is just like, so I really like this character. Will it fry my computer? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god.
So, next character from that, and I think this is going to be the last student as well, is Theo. So this was Chris's character in my roleplay months and months, years and years ago. Cassius, because you don't know anything about him, you go first.
Put me on the spot all the time.
You're a new guy.
I mean, I'm kind of getting, just because of the hair, a kind of like a big older brother to what's his name? Dafran, yeah, like an older brother vibe to Dafran. But obviously past the whole edgy phase.
Yeah.
The timing for that. Oh my god. Yeah. But obviously, him being close with Rhett means he's got good character. Because Rhett doesn't strike me as a person who would associate himself with somebody who's a bit of a cunt.
So, I mean, first things first, Theo is a bit of a cunt. That's kind of what his character's like. He will laugh at everyone. He will laugh at anyone's misfortune. He will do things as a hero, but he does things very much to be flashy and showy. But he has the power and the ability to do that without looking like he's doing it, because he's just a show off. He's actually super strong. His quirk, which I can't remember what I called it. I think it was because it's Chris's quirk from there. I can't remember the name.
Was.
You've got it. I'm sure you do.
I do. Hydrojet.
Hydrojet. So exactly as Animal Man.
Blastoise.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly as Animal Man pointed out straight away. The thing in his hand is on both of his hands, and on the heels of his feet are basically metallic tubes, and he can shoot water out from them. He can shoot water out in very, very, very precise points, so very thin, like to cut through steel. He can also use them for a very Iron Man-like kind of flight. Of course, this alone means that he has to drink a lot of water all the time. He's always drinking, keeping himself hydrated all the time.
Like Frozone. Had to keep drinking water.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Also, normally as a hero, uses Avacyn Tech armor. So his Avacyn Tech armor normally means he's got like a couple of emergency packs of water on the back of him, kind of like how Mixed Match would look. Yeah. Did
we mention he and Rhett are the top students of
UA?
UA?
He's the second of the top two students in UA, yeah. So Rhett and Theo, they're the two top students. They're the top two, whereas in the My Hero, wherein obviously the My Hero, there's 3 top heroes in that arc from there, yeah. So they're very good, very good, sort of very strong characters, yeah. I know you guys like him. I know that for a fact. I know you guys have enjoyed his sort of appearances and stuff.
He is.
Joshko doesn't.
Huh?
Waterboy.
Joshko doesn't because of a very obvious picture, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
But while you get it,
explain it.
After Rhett was kidnapped, we immediately went to Theo for help.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that's true.
The next person we went to, because
he was the first person to know outside of the group. God, this is a big picture.
Technical difficulties.
Adam was the third one, and that's all they told, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Adam was the only other one from that point then, because you were the ones that were talking obviously about Riptide by that point. Yeah, he's a very cool character. He's very, very fluid in the way that he works and the way that he plays out in the game. He's no bullshit. Basic, does what he needs to know. Super good character in that sense, yeah. Now, the only reason I wouldn't put him in S tier is because you guys don't know a lot about him, but you have interacted with him quite a lot, is what I would say. So
I'd say he's A.
It's insulting. It's not insulting to put him in an A tier because we don't know enough about him, because it's the idea of we'd want to know more about him as well. So
he's like the next person we trust beyond.
Yeah.
The question is, should we trust him though?
Yeah, because he can be an asshole at times. Yeah, but it's the cool asshole. It's the kind of the character that you. It's definitely one of those characters that everybody loves anime, but everyone loves anime with the side characters that are super cool. The Sanji of the One Piece. Do you know what I mean? And it's that sort of feel from him, and that's what's really cool about Theo in that sense. Yeah, definitely. And once again, it's just more information that you could definitely get from him later on in life. So let's stick with first season.
Oh man!
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Ooh.
Motherfucking
Riptide.
Dickhead.
Dickhead.
Okay.
Nemu's so much stress.
This one I'm going to change it. This one I'm going to change it around actually, because this was Nemu's arc. Nemu's going to talk first, and then Cassius and Zach, you can talk afterwards as well. So,
okay.
Explain, Kat.
All right. Well, our first interaction with him was catching him doing something kind of shifty behind the training studio, but he was like, go back to class. With your class.
Well, first of all, who is he?
He's the support class teacher.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's a good guy in the school. But that changed when we got done doing, was it tournament or was it no, it was training.
It was training.
We
was the first interaction with him, yeah.
Big training where Hiku was left. Hiku and Totoma were left in the school's little
infirmary.
Nurse area. Infirmary, yeah. And Josko and Nemu were all right. They went home. When they were going back to their dorms, Nemu and Josko, shut up! I didn't ask you. Nemu and Josko split, and Nemu caught Rippetai doing some more shifty things, and he tried to get a picture. Did I ask you? Nemu tried to get a
Third problem.
Wants a third one, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up. Okay. Nemu tried to get a picture of him trading Avasonian supplies with some other shady-looking people.
It was just Avacon Tech.
And
Avasonium is the element. Yeah.
yes. But he was caught doing that, and Rippetai caught Nemu taking a picture of him. Don't interrupt me. And basically exposed that his quirk is not actually what he had presented to the school of teleportation.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you need a hand, buddy?
No, I'm distracted.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's in general.
Yeah.
Okay. So he showed to Nemu that he wasn't actually a teleportation quirk user. He was a he has the ability to create little dimensions.
Dimensional time rifts, yeah.
Yeah.
Puts you displaces you into different pocket dimensions,
yeah. And he basically like crushed Nemu with gravity to the floor. Well, not crushed, but forced him onto the floor with increasing gravity.
Down to the ground. Oh my god.
Then deleted the pictures and told Nemu no one would believe him, but of course Hiku and Josko believed him because it's
the boys.
I mean, I was like, I don't know about this guy.
Yeah,
he's
but
overcursed.
Yeah, Nemu as a character doesn't like him. But I do like him as a villain. It's pretty interesting. I like that he snuck into the school like right under their noses.
So I'll write down again from that. He didn't sneak under the class at the school. He was a student. He was a teacher. He was a good teacher. He used to work with Avacon, if you remember.
Yeah, right.
But he was fired because he was trying to take the. He does both, basically, Animal Man. Yeah, it's top pocket dimensions, but he can displace it. He can do what he wants within those pocket dimensions. They're like big purple squares, and like if he makes it, people walk past it. They'll just walk through the square that he's made, and they wouldn't know it. But then you'd see the displacement and the ripples of people walking through, if that was the case. Yeah, so it's a bit of both. Mm-hmm. He was the first character that wanted to try and take the atom technology and build clones from it, design people that can, be of the same sort of caliber as Atom. It kind of broke like humanity, like loads of humanity laws and all these kind of things that Avacon basically set him straight and said, no, that's it, you're off the team. You go back to doing a different thing in the Avacon company. Made him just go work in the school. Once he started working in the school, he was confronted by a group of people that said, send us as much Avacon tech as you can, we'll give you lots of money, you can do whatever the hell you want by that point, keep it all secret in your little lab and don't tell anyone what's going on. So he kept going on. Nimi was the one that first figured it. Well, everyone sort of figured everything was a bit weird with him. Followed him around. Nimi was the first one that got caught out with it, and obviously Ripetide then knew. The group started looking into stuff in Ripetide's classroom, found loads of information on Atom and replicants and stuff that he was doing. Kind of got caught out with the group that were trying to collect all the information and gather all the equipment from Avacyn themselves. Got Rhett stolen. They fought against Ripetide in his lab. Found out that obviously he had gone through a very rough life. Lost his daughter to some sort of illness. And obviously the idea of being able to clone and build from that was the idea of stopping people from getting, losing family members, that and all that. But it broke a lot of humanity sort of like sanctions and all that sort of stuff. And unfortunately he did get away. They stopped him, but he got away with the Yakuza group when they escaped before the whole ship got blown up. So he's still at large, technically. Not right now. He's obviously dormant and they're hiding. But he is definitely a character that can come back. Now, Cassius, from that alone, what do you think?
What a dick. But he has a good backstory. He's kind of like he's got like a Mr. Freeze kind of a thing. And doing the has good intentions, but is going about it all the wrong way.
Yeah. And Zach, you had a very good final hit on him, didn't you? It was you and Josko, but you all did like a combined punch against him, didn't you?
The way it was sort of went, or at least what I remember, is that I just pulled him really hard, and at the same time,
everyone kind of punched him at the same time, yeah. And then it landed on, punch, and then it landed on your fist, and you slammed him down. United States of Smash style in his own dimension, which broke the dimension down.
Make me want to play Jump Force.
They still haven't added the characters in. They've still done the wrong patch. Bakugo's still not in it yet, which is really annoying.
I know.
But he was a dick, but he was doing things for a reason. That was what was kind of interesting about him, definitely. Just a weird villain to start you guys off with, because there was very much rhyme to his reason. Villain. Yeah. Rhyme to reason. Yeah, there was reasons for what he was doing. I'm not going to go villains. I'm going to leave to you guys, because that's out of my placement by that point.
Well, I really like him as a villain. He was a good start.
I remember once we actually found his research place, he started going all crazy and shit because he needed to find like cores or something like that, and give it to the Yakuza, I guess.
Yeah, it almost was like he was being forced to do it as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And like, you could definitely see the stress on him. And then once we told him that we've actually seen his clones and everything, and I think we kill them by any chance? Because
there was one clone that was still alive, and he asked to be shut down, and it was a really weird moment for you guys. You did something good in a real sort of, putting someone down kind of way, which was really strange back then. Even I think back then, I'm thinking, wow, that was actually a really weird sort of experience for you guys, definitely.
Yeah, I saw a tier command. It was
Kevorkian kind of moment.
Because it was like Adam, but we had to kill him.
It was the Adam clones. It was like all.
It was not fully there, and there was like parts of it missing and stuff. Yeah. It was a really weird grey. Exactly.
It guided us into
the button. Yeah.
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 Well,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, then we whooped his ass.
So what would you say?
I wouldn't put him in SD.
Nah.
I think A is a good zone.
Yeah.
I'll shift them, so what I do is I'll put villains on this side, so we can kind of get an idea and remember.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Because he had a really good backstory and everything. I definitely would say, yeah.
It's definitely one of those villains that you want to come across again, isn't it? It's one of those ones that you kind of want to almost, and it's almost not just to beat him; it's to almost, I suppose, help. I think you guys kind of can see where he was coming from. He made a lot of wrong, but there was, once again, rhyme to his reason.
There was good intention behind it.
Yeah. It was just done in a very poorly executed way. Okay, so if that's the case, what we'll do then is the next one will be, and it will be a joint so I'll do 2 different versions, is this. The first one we'll do is just Atom replicants, okay? So the 18...
so it's not Nova.
So not Nova, yeah, this one's Atom replicants. So these are the 19, now 18 because you destroyed one and because Nova doesn't count.
Destroyed.
So they're replicants of Atom that were made by Ripetei. It was the project that he had to try and create people from an original clan, yeah. And very Dragon Ball Z style, it's just a black version of Atom, yeah.
Black Goku.
So an interesting character from there, yeah. I'll start it off. These characters are made to be the hidden Easter eggs of the game. It's the collect all 20 special product things, you know, like collect all 20 eggs in the game to get a secret prize sort of thing. That's kind of what they're made for in a game sense. They are all running off of a system run by Ripetei. So there's not full cause to concern the idea that if you beat Ripetei, it might not stop them or it could stop them all. We don't know. Strong. As strong as Atom, if not just a little bit weaker. But obviously can work in groups and likewise from there. They currently have distanced themselves from what would be known as like the main point of directive because of what happened with Ripetei. So they've kind of all just, like Dragon Balls, they've all flown up into the air and gone off in different ways and are being sort of like left dormant in different places for these guys to sort of find and collect as they go through. Well, it's not so much that it's an Easter egg in a D&D environment, my dude. It's the idea that I can just throw one in whenever the fuck I want. So it's just the idea of it's a collection piece that
curveball
that I can throw in whenever I want. Plus, if anything comes up that they can get a way of locating them, then they can go out and start locating them. So it was just the concept. It's just the concept. It's the concept of if it was a game, they would be the things that you go off to fight, like the Templars in Assassin's Creed, the first game. You'd go and find all the different Templars to fight and stuff like that. So it's not. I'm just saying that's the kind of the feel that it gives. Not that there's actually Easter eggs that they have to hunt for. But yeah. Well, you guys know a lot about these, but there's not a lot to them as well.
Yeah.
They're just very basic bitch, non-talking, non-compliant machines that are made to fight. It's very simple from that point of view there. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, they seem kind of like, while they're not like a generic every minion, like just a throwaway thing. They're kind of like they're like a mini boss almost. Like
yeah.
Find them, they're harder. They're harder to fight.
Once an occasion kind of thing. Yeah.
They're not really like a character that's going to develop or.
Yeah.
No, not at all. They're just characters for characters' sakes.
Yep. They're just kind of there as a special interaction.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like this is a character that can be improved upon. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but like, this is a character like, well, when we meet it next time, you could have a fucking laser on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's definitely.
They do their own upgrades.
Yeah. Like,
that'd be cool.
You see one that comes in walking like a fucking tank, you know, and they're like, all right.
Kind of like Sand Adam, but like.
I was thinking of like this one actually looks like a Gundam. It just has like the same colors and sort of like the same design, but he's a huge fucking Gundam.
Yeah. So like they upgrade themselves.
Yeah, post game, and yeah, it's definitely got a Nier vibe. That was definitely what Kat was going for in that, and that's what I was sort of going for as well. I would say currently myself, it'd be like almost like a D tier because you've only really met them. Yeah, it's like it's not terrible. It's a clever idea. But there's nothing. You don't know anything about them yet to a good degree. If anyone's got any objections with that.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Fine.
And then to go back to it, we have obviously Nova.
I don't think I made him one, did I?
I would say the only thing that would be different was that
Oh
he just got eyeballs.
There you go. So Nova was one of the replicants that they found But there's actually a lot of story behind it as well. I'll try and start making this a little bit quicker because we've been doing this for a while now, but I like it. I'm not trying to speed it up. I'm just going to boost it a little bit. Nova was the original. He was the original clone of Atom when they were kids. They first did it and that was fine. It was normal, and it was Rippertoad that started saying, "Well, let's do it again. Let's get more of these." Blah 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 blah. And they were like, "No, you got to keep it as it is." And then something happened which made it look like Nova ran away, and Avacyn just sort of thought, "Okay, that's fine. He obviously, we'll find him again one day. He can't last for too long." So yes, but it was actually Rippertoad that stole him to because it was just in VR chat and just take the picture. I think it was in Shibuya. That's why.
Yeah.
And they find out that actually he was taken by Rippertoad and the Yakuza to create the replicants. So everything was actually all the replicants were based off of Nova, not based off of Atom by that point. That's why they were a little bit weaker than Atom, in the sense that they obviously have no brain themselves. They kind of work by a hive mind technology sort of a system, a programmed in system. They found Nova inside the ship, which was a complete misjudgment of the Yakuza. Released him. He's just the Black Goku of that group in a good side of sort of things. When they went up against the Yakuza in the end game boss of season 1, Nova came through the floor, arm turned into a blade and killed one of the Yakuza characters. One of the characters that was just big old boy, looked like he could have been a long-term character, didn't he?
His name was Benny.
It was it was Benny and something else. Yeah,
it was Ted and Bill.
Ted and Bill, that was it. Yeah, and he straight up killed the character, and it was up to these guys to cool him down so he wouldn't kill any more people.
I mean, I think Joskos grabbed him.
Yeah,
he broke out of my crystal.
Yeah. That's right. Now Nova actually has a lot of character development, but not a lot that you guys have been involved in. It was a super touching moment when Nova and Avacyn came back together, because Nova was kind of like the son that Avacyn's never had, based off of Atom, the other son that he's never had, that was all the information that he ever needed to move forward as a scientist and a great mind in the world. So much so that Nova got put into, it's known as the AIAG, which is the Ark Island Air Guard. And there's a group of people that kind of defend the island after the first initial attack from the Yakuza, so it shouldn't happen again. He's also marked against being able to look for the replicants, because it's just too much of it's too much of a high risk for him to go out and look for the replicants himself. Even though he would like to go out and shred them limb from limb, he's kind of been diffused from the situation, not allowed to do it. So he defends the island, which he's stated very plainly: if any of them come back, I will rip them mouth to anus and wear them like jackets. So he's a cool character. Nova himself, we don't know enough about him, I think, to make him any high tier, anything too high tier. But I would say in that mark, I'd say he's probably a B tier character at the moment.
Yeah.
Just by the fact that we don't know enough about him from there. Definitely someone that could get a hell of a lot more. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that kind of marks up the first season. So we've only got a few more characters from that. However, I will do a quick little one between.
Oh man, the Dabbler.
So the Dabbler,
obviously S tier, no questions.
I think the Dabbler has to be S tier. Now the Dabbler, I think that should be the next person you draw, Kat. Honestly,
yeah,
I think you should just draw him, because we made the Dabbler in a jokey kind of sense because of the big hype of We Are Number One back when it happened. But as I said to these guys before, and I've said plenty of times in my life, I have the absolute, even before the memes and after obviously his sudden passing, I've had the absolute utmost respect for Stefan Karl for what he does for that show when he did it. He was a fantastic person, a brilliant man. Just a really nice character. The character himself, we think, has a quirk which is a complete invulnerability, as in nothing seems to do anything to him. Hiku threw him from one side of the like a 6 mile long beach to the other, and he just got up, dusted himself off, and walked away. Just a very funny character, and definitely one that will be involved in more in the future. He thinks himself as a villain, but he's not. He's a grey area character, and yeah, definitely sort of S tier, funny, and just like I say, for the full respect for Stefan Karl. Yeah, he's got cartoon invulnerability. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely what he sort of goes through. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. Right, so let's go through a couple of random ones now. The first one we will go through, because then we can get Siv's opinion on these ones again now, is...
Oh, shit. Oh, God. I'm on the spot again.
I have macaroni.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, you guys talk about him. I'll be right back. I gotta go cry.
Cry? Alright. So this is Frost.
Yep. I've read up on him in the top heroes section.
Yeah.
So I do know a bit about Frost.
He was number 2 in the ranks. Big.
It was number 1, then number 2.
Yeah. See, you're correcting me from now.
Hey.
I meant as of from now, he was number 2. He was number 2. Used to be number 1, ranked down because they got Blink into the top 2 heroes.
Yep.
Frost is full blown. It's Todoroki times 10. Very powerful. Like there's a whole section of the Gobi Desert which is now is basically a completely different frost biome now, a snow biome now.
Yep.
He unfortunately is dead. He passed away. He was killed. He was killed in action, and Nemu doesn't believe it, and there's a bit of suspicion over it and stuff as well. Now, I really liked the character. Thought it was a super cool design idea. It's obviously an Endeavor reskin, but the character was kind of cool. He had his own full massive agency with a giant airship that he flew around and protected areas and stuff. He had a big group of characters that worked with him in Team Tundra. Yeah, just a super cool character from that point there. These guys aren't happy about. Welcome back. These guys aren't happy that he's known as, KIA. Yeah, exactly. How do you kill a man who can terraform a desert? Well, we'll talk about world eaters in a bit, and then you'll understand.
Don't buy it. I don't.
You don't buy it? No?
I don't buy it. I'm not buying it.
Well, go on, Siv. You going to say something?
Nah, just laughing at Cat. That's all.
like he's one of the if it wasn't for Blink, he'd be the most powerful character.
He'd still be the All Might. He would still be the All Might of it. Yeah. If it wasn't for Blink, he would have still been the All Might sort of character.
He doesn't smile, but yeah.
No, but I mean by power level by that point.
Yeah. He would definitely be that. So it's hard to believe he's dead right now.
Not to steer towards the show itself, but I mean, it's like the public's reaction with All Might showing his weak form. Like,
oh, what if he turns
people
out
didn't want to think about
it? That'd be quite funny, actually.
What if he's a smaller body and his muscular body is his ice, and he just does that just so he isn't weak?
He has a full little.
Go on.
Who? Either. Whoever talks next, go.
Zach, go first.
No, go ahead, because I didn't have much to say.
I'm just gonna talk about the costume. Just go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what if he took his shirt off and then all you see is ice and a small body?
What were you gonna say about the outfit?
When I first drew my picture of Frost, he looked like the anime character from Haikyuu. Like the owl boy. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Siv sounds like he does.
Oh,
yeah.
I know what you mean.
This.
Hey, calm down with that. He's scared of fire.
Oh god, yeah. Right. Fair enough, that's weird. I liked the character. I liked him for what he was and where he was, and he stood for a lot of good. But obviously, he'd been gone and done now. Unfortunately,
Dead.
He is not melted.
Dead. He's like a snowman. Like Frosty the Snowman just melted.
So where would you put him? Where would you put him?
We don't know too much about him, but he's one of the top tier characters. I definitely say like A.
I would
A
say
rank.
A.
Yeah.
F for respect.
A with an F for respects, yeah.
Yeah.
Full F's in the chat.
Put him A and F.
And
You're like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah.
I double them up.
Whoops.
Did he
Okay,
smile
never
at
mind.
us?
He did smile at you guys once, yeah.
Yeah, he smiled at us.
Okay.
He smiled at me. I'm not washing my face again.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Look at all those characters, and there's like a shit ton more at the bottom right.
Look at all them chickens.
Daughter.
Jaska's girl, yeah.
So this is
Josco adopted
Maya.
another character.
Yeah, he adopted Maya.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
he adopts loads of characters in this, actually.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, no, you just can't have this one. He's like, no, this one's mine.
So, Maya, the
Mike.
13-year-old... Was she 13? I can't remember now, actually.
I think she was younger.
I think she's like 10 or something, 10 or 11, I think.
I'm going to jail.
Yeah, Jaska.
I'm going to jail.
No, it's his daughter. Don't be gross.
So...
It's weird to pick up a random girl off the street, okay?
It's his daughter.
Agreed.
You don't... She's like, what? I'm so confused. Why am I going with you? You're urban. No, that's so bad.
So,
Zach?
Maya
Yikes.
Gay baby
was a young girl from Dubai. She's stuck in the continuing war after the explosion that happened in Dubai, which happened around the same time as the tournament arc, if you remember. Of two different groups of people. There's a group of like insurrectionists, and there is a group of kind of like not anti-hero, but not working for the official licensed hero groups, heroes as well. And she's with the good guy groups.
Vigilante is all.
You're not Batman.
She has a quirk, which is, I can't remember what it was called, it might be Quickscope or something like that. Her right eye is a reticle, and she can aim very long distances and shoot a very small laser beam from her eye, which of course the hindrance is once she fires it, she can't see what's happened, and she has to close her other eye to fire. Quite powerful, quite sort of powerful for a kid that young. But, Zach, what's the main thing about Maya?
Okay. This girl actually has something called a World Eater that follows her around that can actually amplify her quirk if it eats her. I think his name was...
Celosia.
Celosia, yeah. All the World Eaters are named after Colossi.
Yeah. Very, very interesting character, actually.
So,
sad that we only didn't see her much.
Yeah, so Celosia is a World Eater. There are a group of people, and this is what Peter told you guys at the time as well. There are a group of people, there is about, I think it's about 12 different people that were born and known as heirs. These heirs are like sort of cursed or tasked with a giant beast called a World Eater. These World Eaters are like, they're like building-sized beasts. They normally don't have any legs. They're kind of like a body with arms and head. And if the heir gets eaten, the World Eater then amplifies the quirk of the World Eater into their own quirk. So World Eaters are just big beasts that go around blowing shit up and breaking stuff. But when they eat them, they basically use the quirk of the heir. This quirk obviously means that it turns from her small little sniper eye into a giant beam that comes out of her mouth. This out of the beast's mouth. The World Eater actually took down... Yeah, stands mixed with Titans. Yeah, very, very good way of doing it. Yeah, it's a very good way of saying it. Kind of like the Naruto sort of tailed beasts and stuff as well, sort of mixed in with that as well.
Except they're outside the body instead of inside the stomach.
There's only ever been one known hero World Eater, which we'll get into later. This was the World Eater that took down the Cloud, which is the giant airship that Frost had, which is what obviously took out a lot of people, and what I know is that took out Frost, but these guys don't believe it. Not a bad person, just in a bad place.
And now
he has trouble. I think all the heirs actually have trouble controlling their World Eater.
There's not many people that can control a World Eater yet.
Yeah.
She's got a very protective World Eater, but not very much. It's not very much controlled. No, I don't really draw the pictures of the World Eaters. I had a token for it, which was just like I say, it's just a big red ogre sort of thing, big, with just big 3-fingered sort of hands and long bodies that kind of just crawl themselves around the floor.
Yep.
Actually, her World Eater is based off of Shambalo. So let me get a picture of that.
And I do gotta say though, her World Eater can actually listen to commands. In a way, but she can't really figure out what he said, I believe.
Yeah.
Or what he thinks.
So her World Eater is kind of based
like
off of like this kind of thing, but obviously in a more real flesh kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's always there. He's not hidden. They first appear like sort of like they break through the ground. So there's an idea that they obviously existed in the world before, sort of style. But they're just always there, or dormant, or doing their own thing.
Shadow World Eater be able to disappear?
So the Shadow World Eater is probably its own. It's got its own quirk where it can disappear. Yeah, that's probably something that you can kind of gather from the information that happened. So that was one of the first things that they went against, was a different World Eater that they didn't know was a World Eater at the time, which was just a big shadow beast that took over the ship that attacked Dark Island. Yeah. So that was kind of them from there. Very sweet character. Really, really tries hard to help the characters when they were there in Dubai. I think I've got another. Well, we do have another picture of it. Let's grab it. Yeah, very sweet character. Civ, what do you think?
Definitely a character who I think could be very helpful in the future if given the opportunity. Jasko having kind of taking the initiative though to already say like, hey, I want to help you is probably a big step for that.
He didn't really say that. It was more like this person's mine now.
Yeah, that was more what it was, to be honest.
Well, either way, I would say that even him saying that is takes away that you're not alone with this monstrosity kind of thing.
These are definitely people that the heroes want to help. They've always wanted to help these guys in Dubai. Like, definitely 100%, yeah. Yeah, she's a super cool character. From that point.
With a huge damage potential.
Absolutely, yeah. Like
going either way.
Threateningly, yeah. Did I put her in here?
If she gets threatened by some villain, it's something to be taken serious.
So what would you say?
Ooh, I'd probably go AB.
Yeah, I was thinking B.
Yeah, B's a good. I'd say B's a good place to put her. Yeah,
because we don't know too much about her.
Yeah, it's a good character. It's a good character from there. All right, so we'll go with the wheels at the moment, and we'll bring
in. That's your boy. Who almost has the same quirk as mine.
Brutus.
Ancient Brutus, yeah.
Ancient Brutus.
So, Ancient Brutus is kind of like Maya's protector. Looked after her ever since her parents were killed, obviously, was what we're assuming from what was happening in Dubai. His quirk is big rock fists. He controls two big rock fists that he uses to fight with. He's like the second in command of the vigilante group. Brilliant. Of the vigilante group. Very protective of Maya and the leader.
Basically her brother.
Very angry guy. It took quite a lot of convincing from Hiku that he promised that they'd come back and help them. Obviously they were students right now, but they'd come back and help if they needed to when the time arose. Zach's got quite a bit of history with this character because he had the most conversation with him at the time.
This is true.
Yeah, he's a cool character. It was a cool character.
I like the design.
Design's really cool. He's kind of like, like the lieutenant or the sergeant of the group, so he's the one that sort of puts people into doing their jobs and their missions around Dubai. Cool character. Cool and interesting character, definitely. I don't think there's much we need to talk about him from there. He was a protector. That's always what he was. I think same tier ranking.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely a B tier sort of character, because once again we don't know enough about him from there.
When we go back to Dubai, we'll learn more.
Absolutely,
Yep.
And then with that, then you would also add from him, you would have obviously
Main girl,
Forsaken Widow.
You.
Civ, what do you think of that character?
She was badass.
Oh yeah.
Looks with the preface of main girl, it seems like she's in charge of the resistance group.
Yeah, so she would be the leader.
Yeah.
These were the last.
The last few you
Just
did
a
on
side
normal
thing.
tablet,
These
wasn't
were
it?
these,
Yeah.
These 3 were the last ones done on the computer before I got a new tablet, and everything's like changed to better.
Just like the Fire Nation.
Just like the Fire
never
Nation.
actually got to see her quirk.
Actually, you did
We did on TV.
on TV.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't remember.
She's famous.
Because remember this.
quick, be friends. She's famous.
So, Forsaken Widow, as where Frost is unthinkable, but Ice and Frost. She's an unimaginable fire and flames. Yeah. She's a super strong fire user. You gone?
They used to be teammates.
What, Forsaken and Frost?
Yeah.
Yep, they used to be partners in crime fighting back in the days.
And
they
And they liked each other. Is that what you were about to say?
Yes.
Yeah, there was some sort of little love fling going on between those two. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, juicy.
Fire nice, still mold well though.
She was nice.
Cold heart.
No.
She was nice. She helped you guys out quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. I mean, scary at first because they kind of kidnapped us.
Yeah, it's true. After I tried so hard to save us.
We all. Oh my god.
Yeah, she was a cool character. It was a rough time, yeah. Do I have her?
And then producer's just like, no, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
I think just for the fact that she was just that sort of cool, hot-headed character that kind of helped you guys around, I think she's probably the A tier one of the group. Yes, I said that.
Made the fire user hot-headed. Bruh.
So I would say up in the next to Frost here in the A rank.
And also to put him together. Put him a little closer. A little bit closer. Come on. Get a little rub, you know? Yeah.
Hang on. I'll bring her up in front of Frost so it's...
Oh, Frost! I missed you so much!
Oh my god.
Here, let me kiss you with tongue.
Never mind, I can't do it.
You melt my cold heart.
God.
You set a fire in my soul.
There we go. Yeah, so that was a cool character. And just to roll back before we go into all the new artwork, there was one more character we missed. Boom.
Your boy.
Tony Stark.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much Tony Stark. So this is Avacyn. He's the creator of Ark Island. It seems like he doesn't have a quirk. Like, people say that he was never actually affiliated with a quirk. That he was just he was just born smart. He's got like a 200 IQ. But so, like, people assume, people just assume, it's a Tony Stark ripoff. It is 100%. It's a Tony Stark ripoff. No question about it. We don't need to go into him, to be honest. This is just kind of placeholder. He's S tier. Like, from what he's done, for what he did, and he gave you guys the armors and stuff.
He helped us a lot.
He made the island for you.
We kind of live on his island.
Yeah.
Let us have
Imagine a dad that wants to kill you,
Well, that's what he said to you last time, wasn't it? He was like, "You ever do that shit again, I'll kill you. I tell you now."
Yeah, pretty much.
But he respects us.
Yes, he's definitely S tier. He's definitely S tier.
He respects you.
It's like I just want these kids to get through friggin' school.
Right? Yeah.
Poor Adam Nova clone. The only D.
But it's fair. It's fair. You have no idea on him right now, so it's a fair place to put it. And there'll be obviously some more. There's definitely going to be some more characters that are going to go into the D.
Yeah.
If you think of like maybe
they're going to be
on
the D.
All right.
So let's now move into the second scene. So we haven't got many characters left, so it's pretty cool, and then we'll go into other stuff. The first thing we'll go for is, where is he? I can't see him.
Bring out your boy.
Where's the boy?
Oh, I'm the only one. No one knows.
You're the only one.
I do.
Let me bring up his splash screen so we can kind of get an idea of this character as well.
It's very detailed, so I'd really like you guys to see this too. Man.
Oh my god! It's Cassius' dad!
It's redacted.
Dad?
And yes, he does have a mech suit. Yeah, he does.
Oh my god.
He's my dad.
So it's Agent 256.
I'm okay, Dad.
This was kind of like a placeholder character, but I love the character now as well.
Yeah, he's like...
Agent 256 was only been in a short part of the game. He was there when they got picked up from Dubai and shifted to Ocean City in the United Kingdom. He was the one that got them from the city to their place of staying. He has a very interesting quirk that no one else knows about except for Hiku. And I won't explain it, nor will Hiku explain it right now. We're just going to leave it as that.
Yep.
He managed to convince Hiku to stop the other people from doing something, basically. That's the best way that I can sort of say it. Very, very cool character. Not really much to him. He didn't really say anything. He kind of talked to the guys a little bit, but he's very quiet and very to himself. He can't be any higher than like a B or an A maximum, I would say. But it was an interesting character nonetheless. I liked him. I thought it was fucking funny.
I'll say B.
I'd say B as well, yeah.
It's like they go to do something, he's just like, no.
Pretty much, yeah. He was just like looking after them like that, yeah. Which was quite funny.
He let us fight those.
Yeah, he did. He didn't stop you guys from doing things. Yeah, he just let you go and do the thing that you needed to do, yeah. That is true, Kat. You are right, yeah.
They were bandits, yeah, that's what they're called. I forgot the word.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So that's the outside part. Let's go through. I've got. Oh no, we'll add this character next because this is the next one from there, and then the rest is obviously there's only the group and then 2 other people. So the first
squad.
The next thing going through, Gabushka. Wonder what he's based off of.
Peterman.
I think it's Aquaman in all honesty.
Possibly Aquaman. I think I was basing off. Yeah.
Hey, commissioners, me Squires. I'm blue now. Yeah.
So this
blue means water. That's what he is.
This is Outstretch. Outstretch is a vigilante. He is probably no more older than the students in the players. His quirk is fantastic, Mr. Fantastic style. He stretches his body to swing around the world, swing around the city, punch and fight and kick ass as usual.
For name like Outstretch, it better be.
Yeah. He's he was cool, right? Like you guys enjoyed your interactions with him, yeah. He was the up against the bad guys of this sort of arc. Like he was like I said, he was the Spider-Man to the enemy's Kingpin at that point. Definitely came about because of my enjoyment of Into the Spider-Verse. Like that was the kind of feel I was going from. I loved it, and I sort of added it from there. There's not masses you can say about him. He's helped you, but he only did it out of his own sort of like deeds as well, didn't he? So it wasn't really like a man.
Mutual beneficial.
Yeah,
I'm sure we're friends with him now.
I would say so. I mean, he's working with. He'd be technically, if everything went well, he'd be working with old Cogsworth now.
Yep.
So what would you put him on? What would you do?
Maybe B again.
B?
Yeah.
Would it be B? Because he helped us a lot.
Well, he's like It's like we scratch your back, you scratch our back, sort of thing.
Con only did it so he could get himself as well. Yeah, you did save him though as well. Remember?
We did save him. Yeah, and he did help us with the Black Spear.
Yeah,
I would shift him up to A. Yeah, he did do quite a lot for you guys.
He did a lot.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy. Let's hope to see him
he
again
was
soon.
around like for only a little bit of time, but it was really impactful.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to make Civ talk again this time.
Wow, that giggle. The hell?
What?
There we go.
He was fun to draw.
He looks related to Rat.
There you go. Well, you're already on the right track already.
Oh, it's the dead.
Okay, Dad.
You would be wrong.
I feel bad.
Oh, feels bad. Oh.
Rat's dad.
He's close. Give him one more chance.
Fly's right.
Fly got it. The
Uncle.
This is
family gathering.
This is Hank Solomon, also known as Astaroth, for the number 4 hero on the European category. Exactly the same quirk as Ret, except for his isn't so much a rhinoceros beetle. It's more like a mix of like a Hercules build beetle with just like a scarab sort of style. He has one big arm with claws on it, and one regular arm, kind of like Ret's. And he also has a and he also has a sword that he uses in battle as well. He is a triggered beast, a triggered beast hunter. So to give you a little bit of story, and this is something you would know because it's lore and story by description. He does kind of look like Crow. Yeah, that's not a bad point, actually. I never thought that. See, I based Crow from Ruby, the guy that Vic McDooley sort of voiced until they realised he was a abusive person and got rid of him. Crow with a Q. Yeah. I never thought of that, actually. I based him off Dante. I based him very much off Dante.
You didn't tell me, but I knew you based it off Dante.
Look, it was obvious. It was when Devil May Cry came out, and I was working for everything from there, and I just remembered how much I loved Devil May Cry and did it from there. DMC 5 style. Yeah. He saw what happened with Rhett's parents, and I won't go too much into that, obviously, because that can be a lot more that's for Cassius to talk to Rhett about as well, which is kind of cool. You good there, Zach? Yeah, you gonna share?
Share.
I'm shy.
You gonna share with the group?
Was it crunchy time?
It's crunchy time.
I got crunchies.
I got nerds.
How'd you make that much noise with nerds? Were you pouring them into your mouth from the box?
Yeah.
The whole box.
It's not like the whole. It's a very small box. Like, it's like the size of my finger. Okay.
That's quite funny. That's funny. Hang on a second.
You're funny.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, I'll get that.
Thank you. When Sid first did that on his soundpad, I thought that was actually him, and I was like, wait.
Tee.
Oh my god.
Yes. Wrong.
Right.
Anyway.
Oh gosh, Civ going to spam it. Oh, I was using it as well.
Spam it? No, I was doing it too. Come on.
What are you talking about? You're a funny person, Fly.
You're funny.
Yeah.
So Hank was the liaison for the kids when they were in Ocean City, on the outskirts of the big bustling city. There was more of a sort of humble sort of old cottage style. Oh my god, old cottage style sort of England area outside to the outskirts of Ocean City to let Animal Man know of a bit of this. I think you will hear about for a little bit of it. England has 2 different areas basically. There's the main cities, which are big, bustling steam users, smooth, fantastic buildings that break the clouds in the air. And then as you go into the outskirts, it's just open fields and forests. And the difference between like the cottages and the big cities are where they're building outwards and outwards. In the In the city, there's obviously drug lords and traffickers and all of that sort of crap. And in the outskirts, where another group work, are people that are using Trigger or getting caught out with Trigger in, out in the world, and are kind of turning into triggered beasts. And these are seeming to stand while Josco sent out a clone. Which seeming to stand. Okay, so you didn't meet this guy. Yeah. There's these beasts, so big bug monsters and stuff, and big dogs and evil beasts that have all quirk users that have suddenly lost their humanity and have turned into these beasts using Trigger. So they've kind of lost their humanity and they're just coming in to kill and eat and do what they need to do. He's one of the hunters that stops them from coming into the city, along with another group of people. He's obviously the Rhett and Kelly's uncle. Looked after them ever since they were kids because of things that happened to. It's a mix of Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter style kind of things.
Due to lore. Looked after them due to lore.
Yeah. Overall, interesting character as well. Let's see. Where is he? Did I put him in? I did put him in. What would you guys say?
A?
It's up to you guys.
See, having not interacted with him is a bit more difficult for me.
Let's put him on like a balance. Let's put him in like the B rank for now.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do loads, but he looked after you guys.
What are the odds that he's going to show up again?
Honestly, quite slim, I would say, as the DM.
I would probably say B then.
Yeah. We'll stick him in the big group, and we'll go from there. Yeah.
Tons of Gundam. What's next?
Depends on what my fanboy phase goes into next. Really, is what we go from there. Really, and then
Iron-Blooded Orphans is being watched.
Oh, don't worry, mate. You're about to see something that's going to make you laugh. Boom.
Mary.
We have Mary Solomon. This is Hank's wife. Very quiet woman. No. She's Hank's wife. I don't know if she's older or not. I don't know.
What's your quirk, Hank's wife?
Yeah. No, she was cute. She helped Nemu cut his hair, fed and bathed and looked after all the kids when they were all fucked up after Dubai. Didn't stop them when they needed to go and be heroes when they needed to be heroes. I think she should just go with Hank.
Moth Aunt, I like that one.
Yeah, Moth Aunt. Yeah. I think she just goes with that. That's kind of like an obvious one, really. There, she goes with Hank. Sorry, that definitely works. Okay. Next one I'm going to do is a double tier again as well.
Oh boy.
We got Typhoon.
0.
Yeah, definitely based off that sort of style. And Typhoon and Dust Girl, because we haven't given her a name yet. Now, your guys' interactions with these two have been quite a lot, actually.
Give her a name.
Can we give her a name?
Hold on.
Bob.
Hurricane.
Typhoon
and Hurricane.
Is that what it was? I mean, if
Cyclone?
it wasn't, then... Yeah, Typhoon and Cyclone.
No, we didn't give her a name.
No, because you hadn't really discussed much with her yet.
Yeah,
it's the exact same
It's
shit.
really helpful to give them names.
Can you
say we made them up.
tell us if she's weaker or stronger than Typhoon?
I would say Typhoon's the spearhead.
Okay.
So what's less than a
why not?
Typhoon? Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
I
Yeah.
would say like Whirlwind or something like that.
Twister.
Twister works. Storm, yeah, Twister, Storm. Well, I'll go with Twister. I like Twister more than Storm. Typhoon and Twister sounds good.
Yeah, both
So yeah, they're mercenaries. They work for whoever the hell they want. That gets them the most amount of money. They both have a dust kind of quirk where they can like dissolve into dust, disappear, and appear somewhere else and attack and all this sort of stuff. They can also take people with them. But there's a very big thing about them, isn't there?
Yes.
Typhoon looks like Rhett.
And Twister looks like Kelly.
Yeah, so underneath those helmets, this guy has the exact same face as Brett without the insect parts, and this guy has the exact same face of Kelly without the insect parts, and they have no idea why.
Yeah,
there's a real massively confused about it. And I can tell you gladly you actually missed a point that would have helped you out with that. But never mind, you've missed it, and moving forward from that, so you'll never be able to go back to that. Very weird and interesting characters. They're Dust Devils, yeah. The interesting thing about them is the fact that this guy's been a villain against you guys massively, and also a help from you guys as well.
Yes.
Like they've helped them. Not even just in Ocean City. They helped you when they were in. He kind of reluctantly helped you on Ark Island to get you to Avacyn Tower. And also gave you information whilst you guys were there, if you remember.
Yeah.
Like he was telling you about what was going on and all that sort of stuff. Because they kind of like they're grey area villains. They're working for money, and they don't need to worry too much about who knows what, just as long as they're not getting in their way. They're obviously doing things for their own self gain, such as collecting all the trigger up at the end of the mission in Ocean City and then leaving. It's like they're interesting characters. I would put them together only because as much as you don't know much about this character, they're kind of one and the same. They're not much different between them from that point. It's just that I've used Typhoon more than I have Twister. But where would you sort of put them?
How about D for Dick?
Oh my god.
What?
Dickheads.
I mean, as much as they've helped you, they haven't really done much, have they? Yeah, like they're still. I'd probably put them in the C or D range. Yeah.
They suck.
We'll put them in D. We'll put them in D next to.
I would say put Twister in D and then like Typhoon in C.
That's fair.
He's done a lot more.
That's fair.
We've had more interaction, yeah.
That's completely fair. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Okay. Not many left to go through now, so we'll start this off with. Did you say A because you're getting bored? Are you?
No.
I'm joking.
I just don't know any of these fucking people.
Don't worry, I'll start to get into people you might know. Maybe. You don't know that guy, do
you?
Cape Man.
His name is Bass.
Bass. He's my favorite drawing. I really like how he came out. Like a lot.
His name is Bass because he got a fat ass. No.
What the fuck? His name Bass because he got a fat ass. Jesus Christ. Right, okay, so this is Captain Bass. He is the leader of the Rising Dawn, which is a self-made mercenary / hero group that defend
He's the first tablet drawing.
Yes, he was, you're right. They're the first point of contact against any triggered beast that try to get into the city. So he has a big group of people that fight for him to defend, obviously, the outskirts of the cities and the cities themselves. They live and run like a very Renaissance-style knightly kind of people. They like to feel themselves as knights. They do use swords and shields in their sort of like lower ranks. What's the main thing that you have to be if you're inside the Rising Dawn, guys?
You gotta have a bone quirk.
That's the one, yeah. So to work in the Rising Dawn, you have to have a quirk that's something based off of bones. It's a tradition. It's something that was laid down to the Dawn before Bass was even before he was even part of it. From his original few leaders from before, you have to have some sort of bone quirk to be in the Dawn. It's a unison, and it's a way of making them know that it's something that there's not really much you can do with bone quirks that's not going to hinder you as a person as well. It's a very painful experience a lot of the time. It kind of gives them that sort of resolute and absolute sort of no fear against the enemy sort of feeling. Like they have to hurt themselves before they can hurt the enemy. So most of the bone quirks are, like you say, things that are coming out of them. So Captain Bass's quirk is that he has 2 giant bone shields that come out of his out of his arms, but it has to form out through his skin and have these big bone shields on his arms, and then when they retract back, it leaves a slit in his skin, which obviously then has to heal. So it's all like so it's got a Wolverine style kind of thing to it.
The cloak.
And the cloak is a long cloak, unfortunately. Sorry, yeah. And it's exactly like I said. It's kind of like the Wolverine thing. It always hurts every time his claws come out of his knuckles. It's the same thing with this guy. He has to. They all have. Most of them have to have a resolute to it. One of them even worse than the rest of them, and I'd say that would be Rin, which we'll go into in a second. You guys know a lot about them. You had a lot of lore dump with these guys, and they are based off a group of people I used to roleplay with in Lord of the Rings Online. So I have very high, I have a very high sort of place for all of these characters. This one was my character when I did run the Dawn back in the day. And then there's all these other characters that are of likeness to other people that I have interacted with in the Dawn back in the day as well. Now, I think the Dawn's super cool, but I don't think you'll ever have really many more interactions with them. I think the only other time you'd see them would be if there was like a, an end game kind of everyone arrives to save the day and Bass and a couple of them come as part of that, portal scene from Endgame sort of thing in Marvel stuff.
A certain person we know use bones.
You put so much effort in all those characters. You're not even going to use them.
Well, they'll come up as recurrings, and like you say, Cat just likes drawing them, so it's kind of like if I bring them back or not is just extras from there.
Bad, man.
No, man. Like I say, they'll add more to. And to be honest, trust me, I've got some fucking ideas. It's not like I'm just dropping them. I've already written them into new ideas and stuff.
Get these guys out of here.
So what would you say about Bass?
Today we learned all being destroyed.
I mean, I know where I'd put him.
Well, I guess because he was like the leader of the Rising Dawn and everything, we have multiple interactions with him and such. It would either be between S and A. It would be between one.
I think A.
A? Yeah, that seems fair.
I like how my initial thoughts of him as I was drawing changed completely when we met him.
As in, you thought he was going to be more of a grumpy character, but actually he turned out to be more.
I thought he was going to be grumpy, but he is very lax and
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a nice character. Yeah.
I would agree with the A.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's go through these ones quickly because there's some that you don't know, some that you didn't talk to loads, some that you did talk to loads. So we'll quickly go through and go for this love here.
Wow.
Didn't she punch me?
No, you punched her.
I punched her. Punched her.
Yeah.
Do you remember her name?
Carlotta Faith.
Yep. So like I say, once again, she is one of the higher ups in the group. Not the highest, obviously. Her quirk is that she can change the density of her bones, so she can make herself very heavy. She can punch really hard. She can defend herself really hard. Obviously, it doesn't stop her getting bruised, but it just means the bones sort of give her a bit more. There you go. Yeah, I was explaining it for you now. Yeah. You haven't had many interactions with her except for she told Nemu to punch her to see what she's all about, and it happened.
Yeah, that's true.
And Nemu hurt his hand at the end.
And Nemu hurt his hand. That's pretty much it from there. So she can't be too high.
Yeah, probably C.
I definitely want to go back to see him one time.
Yeah. We'll stick her in C. That's good. That's a good place to put her.
Because we want to see her again.
Next up.
I get it. See her again.
Jesus.
Okay, so this guy.
He was fun to draw as well. I liked making the cloak.
Mm-hmm.
I know this guy. He's seen Bass's dick before.
There was an interaction where he mentioned obviously seeing him start before. This is Mr. B. Colton. He is based off of one of my very close friends and old dungeon masters, both from the game and outside the game as well. He's actually probably one of the, if not the strongest members of the Dawn. His quirk is basically called Endgame. If you kill...
I wonder what it's based off of.
No, it was called Endgame before Endgame came out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Thanos in general.
No, not at all. No. No, but when he dies, or if he is killed, someone stabs something into his heart, which he does to himself. Instead of him dying, he pulls on a very powerful, like, you know how what's that anime called with the fucking MMO with the guy that's a skeleton? Overlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overlord. Yep.
It's like a mix between Overlord and the. Once again, I've forgotten his name, but Messi will know it. The guy that saves
when your
Guts.
work only works when you die.
The guy that saves Guts and
Guts.
Casca when they're inside the warp dimension. You know, the full skeleton, the skeleton armor guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking
What's his
about.
name? I
I think
forget
they
his
literally
name.
just call him Skeletal Knight. I know
Yeah,
you're
something like the
joking.
Skeleton Knight or something like that. Yeah. But he's got that kind of like look to him. It's just full skeletal armor. There's no skin. It's not over him. It's just he is a skeleton man. He's big and buff and scary. And that lasts for I think it was 3 hours before he then reverts back into obviously his human form again.
Oh no, he's called the Skull Knight.
Skull Knight, that's it. Skull Knight, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I love that bit when he goes to attack that guy and he puts like dimensional warp into it, and then the sword comes up behind him, but he's already put his shield up to defend him and stuff. It's like, fuck
Yeah.
yeah, he's like a lich. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so he's definitely that sort of feeling to it. Yeah, B. Colton's great. He's a cool character. He fucking when you guys were trying to escape with Outstretched and stuff after the events in the warehouse. He just slammed into Victor's truck, didn't he? In the beast mode sort of thing, in the full endgame mode, staring at you guys, and you guys just like, Victor's like, okay, out of the vehicle. Yeah, very cool character. He has had a myriad of children. He's just a cool character. I would stick him next to Bass, to be honest, by not interactions, but by power alone. I don't think I put him in here actually.
Strong man.
You know, Sherry could be friends.
1 second. Whoa. All right.
Be right back. Give me like 5 minutes.
No worries. And obviously they work very much together, so having them next to each other like that is probably the right justification for it as well. Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, do you want to see how cool his quirk is? Stabs him and he's like, you son of a bitch.
We thought a man died that night.
Yeah.
Right, I'll pause for a second because a couple of these characters I want
who was it that shoved Nemo's shoulder back into place after he stopped the truck? Was it Hank or was it Bass?
I think it was Blinn.
No, Hank. Yeah, it wasn't
I
Hank.
think it was Colton. I think, yeah, Colton walked up to you and just went like that as you guys were talking.
Yeah, and he
It was
like,
Colton
hey,
that
what's
did
up
it.
there?
He kind of pointed. He didn't say anything. He just pointed up, and you looked up, and he just grabbed your arm, and went clack clack, straight back into it. Yeah.
Feels bad, Nemo.
He must have, considering they all have bone quirks, he must deal with that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It must be something that he has to do on a daily, and consider his daughter as well,
Yep.
I
and
feel
what
bad for her.
and what her quirk is.
God.
Yeah. I'll bring her up next.
Poor
She'll be the next one I'll
girl.
bring in.
She would be really strong as she got older.
Mm-hmm.
Like muscle strong.
She could probably pick Nemo up like it's nothing.
One hand. Like the Mega
one
Man
hand.
pick up and smash. That's
Or
exactly.
I'll bring her in so people can see her.
I mean, I've never seen that, but yeah.
I really
Oh,
like
She
her
was
She's
my
character.
other
nice.
favorite. She's cute.
Yeah. Once again, based off a player that I used to interact with a lot in Lord of the Rings. Super fun character, and the lore between her being the daughter to the other character is also true to the game as well.
Why don't she just come to school so
Yeah.
we could see her again?
She does go to school.
No, I meant our school.
Oh, your school? Yeah, no.
I wanted to interact with her more, but
Yeah, you know, honestly, we just never got the chance to.
yeah.
Everything was very full on in that arc. Yeah, you guys didn't have
Yeah.
a lot of time to sort of like role play with them. Yeah. Rin Colton, super cool character. I will explain her quirk. Well, I can explain it twice. Her quirk is called Sir Skulls. She can bypass her whole skeletal frame outside of her body through the right hand side. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it slides
Kinda
out of her body. It phases through. It doesn't rip through. So it's a little bit different to the other people. And it makes an entity of her skeletal form that she puts the hat on. So she normally wears the hat, but when she pulls Sir Skulls out, she puts the hat on top of Sir Skulls. And he is his own entity. He is his own thinking and not breathing. He's thinking and talking, sort of like stand in a sense, like you say from before. The complication to this was the fact that obviously that when she first started learning that she could do it, she could not move because she had no skeleton inside of her body. But from a young age until now, she's been able to move and react. Obviously, this is fluff because it would not be real and it couldn't be real. But she makes like a mass of stronger muscles around the outside and the loss of her skeletal form. So when she's got Sir Skulls out and fighting, she's using all muscle to move her body. Yes, yeah, Animal Man would like that, yeah. Sir Skulls is the kind of guy that comes up to you and is like, I got a bone to pick with you! And starts beating the crap out of you while she's there doing like proper cool Muay Thai style fighting and that.
With how she looks and how she is like strong like that, she reminds me of a family friend.
Yeah.
Who is a short girl, but she is really strong and like willing to fight anyone.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to think that she probably keeps her teeth.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I'd like to think that doesn't go anywhere.
She flexes her arm and then the shirt just rips.
She's like a young totem.
Wait, where's that rip sound? Play that rip sound. Just like,
oh no, it's not that. I can't see
Curious
it.
Rip sound.
Nope.
Yes, that one right there.
That was the bone crunching I did on my Titan.
Oh.
Yeah, you know the whole. Okay, so I'll try and find it in a second. But this is Rin Colton. This is Mr. B. Colton's daughter, Civ. Yeah. Oh. Her quirk is she can phase her skeletal form out of her body, and it's called Sir Skulls, and it becomes its own entity next to her. She puts the hat onto his head, and he's the kind of skeletal form, you know, like the old movies that had the skeleton puppets that were sort of stop motioned in. Going around, sort of going, I got a bone to pick with you, sort of fighting in that.
Oh my God.
When she first figured out this form, she couldn't actually move because, of course, she had no skeletal form. But over time, she's learned to move. She's learned just to move with just the muscles and the strengthening of, like, you know, denser muscles in her body when she replaces her skulls. But of course, that takes a lot of energy out of her as well.
Good Lord.
He probably dukes a horn as well. Yeah. So she is a little bit younger than the student. She's like a year below. But she's still in the same year, but she's a year below by age in the range of how you go to school. She's a very strong character for her age. Yeah, absolutely. That's why she's in the Dawn now. Yeah, she's cool.
I was about to say, you think like Sir Skull dudes his arm? You don't even know our principal.
No, I didn't tell you about that. Actually, never mind.
You think we have a president?
Wrong.
Oh my God.
We have a principal.
Yeah, she's cool. I couldn't really put her in anything else other than B because of your interactions with her. But she's not a bad character, so I'd put her right underneath her dad there. She's super cool.
All I can freaking think of now because of the dude is just.
Yeah. Next up, we will go for this dweeb. Because we need to talk about him.
Sasuke.
Ah, yes. That boy.
Okay, so this is Tanagale. Tanagale's quirk is he has 3 bone-like prongs that come out of his spine, from the top end of his spine. These come off with like a fleshy kind of black sort of tendril with a bone-tipped sort of like tooth at the very end of it. If he connects that to a person, it negates their quirk entirely. So whatever it is, they completely negate that quirk. If he was to shove that prong into Mizu, she'd look like a human. She'd be a human version of Mizu.
A naked human.
Yeah, a naked human as well. So let's know how them interact with each other. He was a bum child in the rats, in the streets, you know, not really didn't really come from anywhere, except for one very important thing. What is that, guys?
He got a world eater.
He got a world eater that he can actually control extremely well.
Due to his quirk.
He's an heir. He's an heir as well, and he owns a world eater. He is the only hero with a world eater as far as they know, and he can actually control his world eater completely due to the fact of his quirk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what kind of Messi's already said it. Mikatsuki, yeah. What kind of closeness to Iron-Blooded Orphans is that? Having the Ayla Vinyana system inside of his back that he can control the beast as well. And that he's very much based off of Mikatsuki from Iron-Blooded Orphans. Yeah,
put two and two together.
Yeah, exactly. So his world eater is known as Basaran, because of Captain Bass. He was really weird, and he's kind of quiet to himself, doesn't really talk to anyone, just keeps close to the captain and just asks him what to do and stuff. That's actually very much why he has one eye closed and one eye open. It's the sort of Augur look from Iron-Blooded Orphans as well. It's got a mix of my character from that and Augur from Iron-Blooded Orphans, where he's got one eye closed, but he is actually missing his eye. He is actually missing his eye from lore from Lord of the Rings. His world eater is completely different to any other world eater. It is a fully fledged knight, like a big beast knight with a big arm, and it is based off a very classic. It is based off very classic style, Eater of Dust sort of thing from. I think this is. I can't remember what this is from, but it looks very much like that. So very much a big knight with a big arm with a big jaw on it as well, whereas where he goes into. You guys actually saw him in action, and even though you guys fucked that giant triggered beast over, this guy fucked him even more, if you remember. Basically jumped I think it is Pathfinder, yeah. I think you're right.
We had that triggered beast stuck with the hands.
Yeah, stuck with his hands stuck with his hands on the crystal, the melatonin wall. He'd had a giant fist from. This is when Hiku started to realise that his invisibility telekinesis wasn't invisible, and it was just giant invisible fists, because it went inside its mouth as it was roaring, jumbled up all of its innards, and then pulled back out, shattered its teeth. And then
should pull out his insides.
Tanner, basically, yeah. Then Tanner Gale inside of Basaran kind of leaped straight over them from 100 fucking meters away, landed in front of it, chomped down on it with its arm, and then Joskos was the one that punched it, wasn't it? Joskos punched it as he held it down with the jaw, and it sort of punched him back so far that his arms ripped off or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was something like that. Super powerful character. Yeah, it's one of those things that you wouldn't want him to be against in any way, yeah. Yeah, very cool character. I think same thing. It would be kind of like probably A class, because he's a world eater. Knows more than what Maya does.
We'll actually probably see him again.
More than likely, yeah, because world eaters are a very big thing in this. Yeah. Did I bring him in? Yeah, he's there. What did I name him?
Pipsqueak.
I should have literally just called him his name. Where is it? There it is. Yeah.
How rude.
Okay, there.
Isn't he short, isn't he?
He's very short. He's all of 4 feet tall.
Oh my god, baby.
Yeah. 4 foot 1 inch, actually.
You can't talk.
Alright, let's quickly blast through.
Do you want to die?
Oh, we don't need to blast through. Yeah, let's quickly blast through. So we got Lucifer von Karsten, the first, the second, and the third.
He was funny.
He's a complete mute. He doesn't have a tongue. It was cut off from one of the original captains of the Dawn for basically bad-mouthing people. He's he's from a very rich background, very rich family, where the von Karsten von Karstein or something like that comes from as well. His quirk is giant, bone wings, isn't it?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It should be a middle finger, to be honest. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah. He has very giant. He has bone wings and a bone scythe that he kind of uses through his wings and stuff. He's very, very classic vampire style sort of look, kind of like Suki as well. you didn't really interact with him loads. He
Red eyes, blonde hair.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I pushed him to interact with us.
Yeah.
I did try to impress him.
Did I put him
work
into
out?
the? No, it didn't. Did you slam yourself onto the floor and slam your face into the floor?
Yes.
Yes.
Quite thoroughly. I have scars.
To talk with him, we had to type through phone.
Yeah, because you couldn't talk.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be C class next to.
Yeah, probably.
Next to Cat. There we go. Let me just bring him up above Agent. There we go. The next one will be another cool character.
I've drawn so many characters. I really liked her drawing as well.
She's got the muscles.
She's strong.
Yeah, Talia Shawheart. She has two sort of prongs on her arms that open up like kind of crossbows to her wrist, and she fires out like bone javelin and darts from her wrist. There's like small holes underneath her wrist that she kind of puts her hand around her wrist, flexes the bone prongs back over her arm, and then lets go of them at the last point of her elbow, and then obviously fires out these javelins and stuff. She's kind of like a old style archer. It definitely hers as well. Yeah, she's the lieutenant. She's second in command. She's been second in command for years. She has a husband that works deeper into sort of the more northern parts of sort of like the southern parts of Scotland, more than in England. She's very, very protective of everyone. She's like protective of every single. Oh yeah, actually, I'll tell you this anyway because I might not have said it, or I might have said it. You guys can correct me if not. She's very protective of the captain, and she's very protective of the Dawn because it was her father that started the Dawn. There you go. That's something I completely forgot about.
Oh.
Yeah, her father was the one that created the Dawn, so that's why she was a very powerful person back in the days from there. You haven't really interacted with her loads either. I think she's probably in the B class as well. But she's a very strong character, and it was an interesting character as well. Let me just grab her out quickly as well. Yeah, design's really cool. Don't get me wrong. Messi loves her. Yeah, so she'll go there as well. And then the last one, and I obviously left this one for last because of main reasons. And I love that this one became the character that people liked.
Good old Blackspear.
Yeah. This is a Scalthorn Blackspear of the Blackspear family. Used to be, or was a hero in the European leagues. This is Blackspear. Yeah. This is Blackspear.
Nice.
His quirk was basically exactly as I said before. Everyone of 16 generations of his family have a rib that slowly comes out of their body after a few years. That then becomes a spirited iteration of themselves. And then, of course, it combines into each and every other rib from each and every other person that can combine into a 16-rib spear that can be used as a spear or two long swords or a scythe or nunchucks just each piece is like darts and daggers and stuff as well. Didn't continue his bloodline. He's the last of his sort of name. Unfortunately got attacked and got his legs completely fucked over. And gave... It's definitely more of an enchantment, yes, but it was kind of like every single one of them had one of their ribs come out as well. And they all combined into it, and their entities and their spirits stay with those bones. So that's how their sort of like their lineage continued on. After he got attacked in the warehouse by a certain someone, he gave Hiku the spear to continue on his heir as Blackspear, which made Hiku from Osu X into Osu X Blackspear, and that's why he has Blackspear now. Yeah, it was a super sad part. But it was also a super cool part because it was also when you first got properly portrayed in the game, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was a very cool character. I would say S tier, no doubt.
S.
Mm-hmm.
He would have to be S tier.
He has the look of what I always imagined Scalthorn was like in the game. He was always this really nice character. He's a little bit older than what the Scalthorn was in the game, but I needed an older character. No, Hiku will not lose a rib at one point. The heir stops from Blackspear, but the continuation of the legend of Blackspear, giving it to the next person, is up to Hiku from then on out, basically. So he won't. That's brilliant. Well, okay. He won't.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah, you won't lose. He won't lose a rib, no, because it's not his quirk. His quirk is obviously his quirk. It's just this is the end of the lineage.
I don't know. Sticks hand.
It's a legacy. Yeah, exactly. It's a legacy. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. He had the Arthur Morgan style sort of talking like that, you know, and hey boys, how's it going? Sort of want to play some dominoes.
Dominoes.
He's great. He was great. Loved him. Everyone loved him. It was a super interesting. Definitely didn't think he was going to be the character that you guys sort of kept with, but you did, and you loved him for it, and that's why he would definitely stay as a high tier character. 100% S rank, no doubt about it. Right, we're on the last leg. So.
Yeah.
Not many more to go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ish. So the first one we'll go through is, and I'm sure Civ will be happy to say it.
Oh.
Bad touch, man.
Bad touch, man. So this was Savi. You guys, this is now getting into the point where you guys all should know it now. This was the Rust Boy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's not really wanting to be a bad guy. Or maybe he is a bad guy and you guys just think he wants to be a good guy. What's your take on him?
I needed to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
Save him.
I don't have too much to say about him other than like, you know, I feel like we probably could have saved him in that moment. That huge moment we had. Yeah. But there's not much we could have done.
That's fair. That's fair. Where would you put him?
He is actually unknown.
I like his whole seeming to want to not be a villain.
You think like a D class?
Yeah, he just
like a middle ground D.
Enough about him. He would have to be a D. He might become like an A or B one time, but he's a D right now.
All right, that's fine. Next up is this mysterious figure.
She bit me.
F class. Yeah, 100%. F.
She bit me when I was blind.
Straight down to the bottom.
Evil.
Gotta get to the F class. Fuck her.
Alright, I'll stick it down there.
Don't know much about her. All she knows that she knows a lot about Nemu after he bit her, or she bit her. Him. She bit him.
She learned a lot about Nemu after biting him. That's what we assume.
Or at least that's what we
I feel like
assume.
F class should be for someone like you just know what they look like and that's it. Like
that's pretty much it. That's all we know about.
That is.
Nah, you are.
I would put it. I would put it up by 1. Yeah, I'd do it up by 1 for that case.
That once they bit Nemu, they knew a whole bunch about him.
Well, no, we don't actually know her quirk. That's assumption.
But but that's still an assumption.
Yeah, but it's something.
Yeah. I'm gonna override that. And say E class. E class for that part alone. Yeah. Which means if I put this person into the game.
Oh.
Yeah, is that Movara? That's Movara.
Boobs.
Bams.
Look at him. Turrets.
So as far as you can tell, this was the one thing you saw before they disappeared into the vines.
I'm too gay for
Bams.
You don't know it. You know who she is. You can't tell 100%. That would be an S tier. An F tier, sorry.
Yeah.
I had to look at my own hand in like a mirror to get that hand pose.
We do know she shot
Jonah
Vent with green dart that transformed him into a green man.
But we've never actually had a run-in with her.
I know, but wouldn't she just be E at that point?
No, I think
because we know a lot about her, but we've never actually encountered her.
I mean, I suppose so. Yeah.
Well, no, we don't know anything like of who she is, like how she acts.
All right,
But
Animal
we
Man.
know that she was the start of Trigger. She's the one that's causing all that. And then I feel like her being such a major villain, she should at least be E. I can't
All
drop
right,
her down.
okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we're nearly
She's
there.
probably gonna be fucking S one day.
He was fun to draw too.
Yep. So mixed match, the one that can trade places with you guys, so long as you look at him. Definitely was the one that was transporting Trigger between different areas, as you figured out in the underground.
I want him to be a good guy. He just looks cool.
He a bitch ass character, to be honest. Is what I would say.
But the amount we know
That's
about
Trigger,
him is
Animal Man.
similar to like Typhoon, so I'd probably put him with him.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I agree with you. You know a lot about him, and he was definitely an antagonist at that point there, yeah. So
Yeah.
you would be putting him sort of like... I wouldn't put him as high as Typhoon. I'd probably put him in with
Where
Sabi
is-
again, I'd say. Where's what, sorry?
Twister, yeah.
You don't have shell shock.
Oh
I
my god.
don't. Yeah, I missed out Shell Shock
The-
because I never had the thing saved. So where is he?
Just gonna.
I can say
I'm gonna tell you right now, that guy's straight going up to S tier. No lie.
God, yeah.
He
That
needs
was
to be
really
S tier.
good.
I mean, let's just
I hate you for making the cool guy the bad guy, but
I know, but he's so good. Plus, the Wukong guy was very, very interesting.
I love his quirk. Having to be blind and deaf was really fun to play.
Yeah, it was. I gotta admit, having a little new experience like that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Shrimp.
That was an S tier encounter.
But we can't make him an S
We
tier.
can't make him S tier just because of that, though.
Yeah, you can if you wanted. There was an insane
No.
character.
No,
Well,
we don't know nothing about him.
Okay,
He was just
that's fair.
he was just basically a villain that we encountered
A.
that tricked us. I say tricked, but it was more like we were just fucking.
You'd say sort of A rank, would you? Yeah.
A, B around there, I guess.
No, shrimp is S. We were
Oh,
talking
shrimp
about
is
Oh
S,
yeah,
sorry.
Shrimp is definitely S. You
Yeah.
kidding me? That
Sorry,
guy
that's who I was talking about. 'Cause I was,
fucking
so good.
That's fine. That's fine.
did
Um,
really good on that.
yeah. So he's there. Monkey Trouble. You're saying like an A rank, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A, B rank. Like I love his character design and everything, but we literally know nothing about him other than that he is like a villain who attacked us. And his quirk.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's with Shrimp.
One second.
But him being with Shrimp gives me enough to be like, yeah, he's probably A, B around there.
Yeah.
Should we explain Shrimp Boy before?
Yeah, go
or
for
do-
it. Go for it. Yeah, just so I mean, a lot of these guys remember them, but you just as well sort of say it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the guy who was, I believe, working in the outskirts of the Red Dawn. He wasn't actually with the Red Dawn, sort of like just someone who worked with them to keep the Trigger Beast back. He's a very interesting character to me, and his quirk is basically based off was it the
It's a mantis
Well-
shrimp.
yeah, and which basically has like boxing glove like I don't know, tendrils, would you say?
No, they're like carapaces. Yeah, they're like claws almost.
Yeah, and he could like cock it back and then shoot him off. And for a regular mantis shrimp size, it would be like a bullet. For him, it's like he can punch through a mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's badass.
scary character. He's a scary character, which is why you guys were like, "Oh my god, he's such a cool character. He's gonna probably come and save us one day," and be like, "Boom." No, he's probably like, I don't think I'm gonna say this because I don't think this would actually happen.
Yeah.
And if you act now, you can get the deluxe shrimp combo for 14. He's the kind of character that, to be honest with you, if he wanted to walk up to the Yakuza right now, he could probably take it.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he could walk into the Yakuza and go, "This is now mine." And then, the Yakuza leader would be like, "You think you can do this? You think you can take my place?" And he's just like, massive wall through the whole
Punches.
Good Man. He's like, yes, I think I can.
Punch
Yeah.
through the entire fucking ship.
Yeah, it's just, but obviously I don't think that's his intentions. So it's scary, and Messi knew he was always going to be a bad guy. It was never like, oh, what if he's actually a good? It was always going to be a villain. It was always going to be the first betrayal you guys would ever have. And I love the fact that obviously when you first saw that he was coming back with Blackspear, Josko was like, oh no, but it's Shell Shock. Shell Shock's cool. He can help us. You know what I mean? I was just like, you're in trouble.
And like, the fact is that he was so strong that we actually had to get Nemo to distract him in some sort of way so he couldn't use his boxing gloves.
So he sees out of those eyes. These ones are his heightened sort of like, because these ones can see in like, what's it like? It's like 167 different colors or whatever. So that's his main senses.
How wild!
Yeah.
Distract him.
But he normally sees through those eyes. Yeah.
It was really funny.
To distract him, Nemo
Because
just...
when I jumped on his back and grabbed the little red feely thingies, and then he made a really funny noise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like Zoidberg style.
Yeah, I like that.
And then obviously the last one, and this is the last one that I've got. Obviously because there's loads more. We could talk about James. We could talk about Hellivad, but okay.
James!
As you can see, that's a sad story.
James died a proud man. Shot right in the fucking back.
God.
And this is Jonah Vint, yeah.
Jonah Vint.
Big asshole boy, boss leader of Ocean Dynamics.
Yep.
I liked him. I loved playing him. He was super fun to play as.
Yeah.
I would say,
Doesn't seem like he wants to be with.
yeah, to round it all off, I would say that he's probably the A rank as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I was thinking S tier, but I was like, I honestly think Shipman was better than him. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Shell Shock was a really, really good character compared to him.
He hulked out because he got like shot by Movara with the trigger,
Yeah.
and then he summoned his big Leviathan thing.
Yeah.
Man,
Look at all of those characters.
that is so much drawing.
Look
Yeah.
at all those.
You think you're
chickens.
done, boy?
No, I don't think I'm done. I know I ain't done.
You ain't gonna be done till 5 years from now.
Hey.
That's good. That's a cool little list. That is cool.
Oh
I
my
like
god, can you show my sprite army?
that. Mm-hmm.
Just
One
straight
second.
army.
I have an army of all the sprites I've made, and I don't even have all of them in the same image anymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I switched to my tablet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
For everything, so I don't. It is loading the file currently. It's big boy.
Okay, so just
Sick.
gonna say if you guys would just go ahead and start the shipping now, so we can get that and over with. So Nemo with Fred, any takers?
Oh,
Nemo with
pretty
Fred.
much.
Nemo with Rhett.
No.
Anybody? Nemo with Fred.
That's not gay.
God says
He is
no.
gay. I've seen it.
No, there's
I
already
know, the way you look at
there's
Adam's
already
ass.
story going on for Rhett.
Oh,
There you go.
you have to
God.
get the advanced one.
Did you do an advanced one?
No, for the red come home.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, send it to
That
me
was
because I don't
It's
think I
in-
saved it.
I'll put it in memes one sec.
Mhm.
If anybody's wondering what a bunch of
Hey,
those
show
like
the Minecraft one.
bandaged eyes are, it's like a bunch of alligator crocodiles that come off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
along with Power Rangers.
Yeah, yeah.
Where the heck? Oh,
Is next to
there it is.
Frost.
I've got to save all of these, Ken.
Oh, well, I mean, there's like a little someone got a scratch out up there. Just God, it's an eyesore. Anyone else see that eyesore?
Oh, yeah.
Top right. Just mark that one out.
I got an idea.
Just put Cassius' face over it.
Okay, that's better.
Oh man, I like your hair, Peter. You're looking good.
Yeah, man, he's looking great.
Yeah. So you gonna take it off when you go to Jasco's Afro?
Say again?
You gonna take it off when you go to Jasco's Afro?
Nah, he's keeping it on.
The Sprite Army.
Oh yeah, they're not.
Because they're in the iPad.
Yeah. Jesus, look at it all though. That's super cool.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Crocs. Teenage Mutant
Yeah.
Ninja Crocs.
There they are, just there.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Crocs.
Fucking hell.
Heroes in the subway.
Oh, and if you guys can't see it, James is the one that's to the right of Hiku and his hero suit.
This guy here, yeah.
That's James.
There's about 50 plus there alone.
James.
Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
I miss
Oh,
James. Yeah. Generic grunt #1. Yeah, that was James' favorite grunt.
There's a lot more. If you look next to Avison on the left. Yeah. Rhett, please come home.
Avison on the left.
On the left, there's those big piles of.
Oh yeah,
NPC.
that's NPCs. There's like at least 10 I think there, isn't there?
I think there's 5 of each. Like.
And then
5
there's this that
5
no
from
one knows
outline.
about as well.
Ooh.
No one knows about this
What?
one.
Oh yeah, I don't. Who is that? Can I actually like see the spray?
Just go, sister.
Can I show this, Brian?
I've put the picture up.
Oh.
Oh, it's Theo's sister.
Nope.
What? Her hands though?
Nope, it's got nothing to do with Theo.
Really?
Yeah.
She looks really good. Damn.
She's weak.
Man, why'd I pick the fucking cotton candy girl? I love red hair.
Well, think of it this way. You guys are about to go into a trainee license exam with other classes.
Oh shit! She's in the other class.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man, other classes, you know, like
I really like this kid.
Like-
She can go in F tier.
Sib,
we don't
this is
know
killing
her.
me. Sib, this is killing me.
she could go
Yeah,
next.
but we're gonna have to kill her, okay?
No. I like her red hair.
No, you gotta get over it, old man.
I gotta go with the cotton candy hair. I already chose.
I already made my decision.
You could change.
I can't go back. I got a date with her on Sunday. Next Sunday.
You know, because we're all talking about how there'll be loads of different classes there.
Damn it, old man, get a hold of yourself.
Loads of different
I'm
classes
sorry.
will be there fighting for a trainee license exam.
Yeah, good point. God damn it.
Mate, I have ideas out the fucking wazoo, mate. You think you're going to get away?
But you can tell that one is really old.
What, that one? Oh, God, look.
The red girl.
Oof, oof, oof.
Yeah, it's a little pixelated.
Mm-mm-mm. It's just because I zoomed in.
Yeah, he resized it. She was done on the computer.
Okay.
That is a good old little ranking tier we done there. Wow, can't believe that took 4 hours and 40 minutes. Jesus Christ. No, it didn't.
That
It
took
took
4
no, it
I
took
was
a couple.
gonna say
It was no.
fucking
It was a
long.
couple. It was a couple of hours. It was a couple of hours because we don't start till about 2 o'clock. No, this is cool. It's been 80 years. Too many years we've waited between these days. But no, I think that's good. I think that's definitely a good ranking system there. More characters, you know, bondings that you can do. We'll build these up and stuff. And oh yeah, fuck. I mean, there's like, look at that. That's fucking cool. And there's more characters to join and stuff.
So many characters.
Today is the flashback episode. You know, the ones they put in the middle of like those amazing arcs, like right before a huge fight. Yeah, this is that episode.
This is filler.
Eh.
We should show them the calendar too.
Oh, get the calendar. Don't leave it yet, though, because
No. I'll go on to it. Hang on. You'll have to send it to me.
resources.
Like if we're going all out,
Which
filler,
one?
we might
Which
as well
link? Which image was that? English cuisine. It's this one. Cool. Okay. Okay. So this
I
is.
personally.
No, you showed my Gmail.
All right, Zach, prepare to get emails.
I know. Shit.
What were you
Delete
saying,
this
Civ?
I was gonna say I personally am excited to watch Hiku stumble over himself on that nice date with the girl.
God, dude.
That'll be next weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be doing that next weekend.
Assuming somebody doesn't take a friggin' nap.
Yeah, we'll see
I'll
how that
have
goes.
you know, Hiku is very tired.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Always
Okay,
tired
yeah,
to the
this
frack.
just shows everyone's fucking Gmail account. So maybe not. Look at this.
Good thing you don't.
Oh shit,
talk.
that's
Just
like my
look
real
at the
name. Don't do
names
that.
and you'll remember exactly what they are.
Wait, why don't one of us on like a separate thing? Like read
Oh,
them
yeah.
out. That way he doesn't.
You do it.
That's not a bad point, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Where was the link again?
Here, I'll send it to you one sec.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we need to make it redacted.
Redacted.
Oh God.
Okay.
But yeah.
I remember. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I just like how we got this here. So you got obviously students picked up for cruise to transport, and about a week back they went to. You just add a comment to it, Messi. You just add comments to it, and that's what it pops up with. So if you were just to comment on that part, so I should be able to click on that, and how do you do it again? Comment, yeah. Just press comment, yeah.
Insert.
Or insert note, yeah. So you get loads of ways of doing it, yeah.
How come I can't see the comments?
It's loading. It takes a while.
Oh, okay. Oh, we
Yeah,
good.
you should be able to-
Control Alt M lets you
There-
add
there
a
you go.
comment, or it's just like a right click and then comment.
Yeah.
Oops.
So you got, so they were picked up, entered Arc, first day of school, Nemo and Rhett training, sports festival warm-ups, beach episode, first day of sports festival, hunt for Riptide, Rhett kidnapped, tournament Arc, cloaked villains, tournament Arc.
Jasco takes swimming lessons with Mizu. Can I get an
Yeah,
F
that's
for
what I was
that?
talking about.
Actually, you could read off what it says, because we actually made like a little description for that.
Yeah, Josco wasn't in with us.
But
when
it's
we were
me.
making this.
It's mine. It's my Gmail. Oh, I don't care. Josko attempted to show off his lung capacity and nearly gets caught up in tangled waterweed at the bed of the river. Mizu had to help him back up to the surface.
Just when we upload it to YouTube, just like remove like redacted. You know, we'll just put a bunch of redacted pictures over it.
That'd be fine. Josko and Frequency have a wrap-off. Hiku attempted to train with Rhett. Josko takes swimming lessons. Hiku tried to talk to Oshieru. Training with Totoma. Josko and Hiku go out for chicken. Hiku took Josko on in Bourbona. Ultimate race around the lake. Captain Bass's birthday. The day was spent like most others drinking as much mead as they could, showing off who was the strongest. Theo and Rhett starred in a commercial. Another interaction with the Dabbler. The Dabbler came across a quirk user that was able to manipulate and clone 3 other bodies of himself. Excited, he went out to cause mischief, but 3 couldn't tell who was the real number 1.
Oh my God.
I love that. It's so cute. Josko asked Armbu to be his mentor. Armbu literally only met the kid once, decided to say no, she's too busy with the job, but in actuality she had the day off and decided to avoid Josko general for the day. Frost's birthday, Nemo and Atom having a slumber party, Oshieru's super study exam day. Hiku decided to talk to Rhett. Hiku didn't even make it through the front door.
Yeah, you needed Nemu for that.
Actually, I don't care. I'm just going to quickly read through these. Nemu fell asleep for 18 hours after accidentally getting melatonin. Ice cream Nemu knocked out for a long time, which was still beaten by Rhett's usual naps of about 22 hours. Josko and Frequency wrap off. Josko ended his whole
God.
career. Hiku attempted to train with Rhett. Hiku was actually able to get Rhett out of his house for once for some good old one-on-one sparring. Sad it was so short. Since Rhett one-punched Hiku, then kicked him into the water before leaving for the daily 20 hours of rest. We know the Mizu one. Hiku tried to talk to Oshieru. Hiku saw a dad down by the courtyard and decided to say hi. Oshieru, not being his dad, walked right past Hiku like he didn't even exist. For the next 3 days, Hiku didn't leave his room.
And then 3 days later.
3 days later, training with Totoma. Totoma and Hiku had another arm wrestling match. Hiku won yet again with a little more ease this time, apparently. I just like that. There's literally 3 days of nothing happening because Josko and Hiku go out for chicken. Hiku accidentally saying it was immediately ganged up on by several people in the streets. Josko had to save him once again. We're moving on from that one very quickly. Zach.
Oh my god.
Hiku took Josko on in Bourbonna. Josko was pretty easily defeating Hiku, maybe too easily. Peter fell out of Josko's hair and knocked out for the day as well. He did it here too. Ultimate race around the lake. Nemu didn't understand that it was a foot race and attempted to swim the circumference. Nemu drags Hiku into the lake with him, costing him the race. Meanwhile, Totoma and Josko race with all their might, but Totoma was no match for Josko's ability. Theo and Rhett star in a commercial. Nemu screamed while watching. A new detergent brand called Bugger Be Gone.
Oh my bugger.
Halloween party. Totoma as a flaming pumpkin head. Rhett as taxes. Theo as the Gobi Desert. Sarah as a sexy cotton candy stick, which was just her wearing a stick, like a stick thing on it. Kelly didn't dress up. Boo. Atom as a one-armed zombie, so he just took one of his arms off, which made Josko freak out again. Nova was forcibly painted pink. Nova's a black ham who was forcibly painted pink. Dafran as a vampire, to Tsuki's anger, and Soretta might have been there invisible. Nemu dressed as a mummy, and Hiku dressed up as Joskos. How he found an afro the size of a water tower, we will never know. We know that one. Frost birthday. Nemu and Atu slumber party. Nemu and Atom stayed up all night practicing on Booba Bash Bros 4 for the release of Boltimate. Nemu didn't want to seem weak and didn't sleep that entire night. Boltimate, yeah. Oshieru, super study exam day. Josko passed with flying colours, earning a 2000% rate, but Oshieru still doesn't understand how. Because that was a nat 20, wasn't it?
Yes.
Hiku tried his hardest and barely made it to 6%. He didn't even get a glance from his father.
I deleted my old one, by the way.
Why?
Because I changed it to
Oh, yes, I remember you
passed
saying
out
yeah.
on the test because
Yeah,
you can't
he has
actually
to, yeah.
go a whole night
without sleeping. Because the melatonin starts to swell, yeah. Hiku decided to talk to Rhett. Hiku didn't even make it through the front door yet. Josko and Hiku training day. Hiku fell on his face and immediately knocked out. Josko kicked his body and assumed he was dead, so he left. Nemu and Hiku training day. Hiku just turned and put too much into his punch, knocking Nemu out immediately. Another sad day for the mysterious Jakaroffa. Nemu gets flashbacks to the last time Hiku one-punched him, panics and gets one-punched again. He cries when he wakes up again. Oshieru takes Hiku to the side to have a talk about moderation.
Oh my god.
Hiku attempted to talk to Sarah. Ooh, let's talk about that.
Oh.
Sarah had a pleasant conversation with Hiku that didn't end with her walking off feeling like she was being groped by his eyes.
You would never.
School break begins. Nemu phones Rhett. 18 phone calls about it being Christmas and Christmas festivities as Nemu attempted to have a couple of eggnog through the day. Rhett finally turned off his phone. So Nemu got drunk, basically.
Kept calling Rhett.
Boopa Bash Bros Ultimate release date. Nemu and Atom got the game as fast as possible, but Nemu stood no chance against Atom in every battle. They played the ball of bite together mode together instead. Christmas photo, which we have a picture of the Christmas photo. Yeah, I'll grab that out quickly. Hang on, it's in game, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can send it again.
That's right. I'll show it on the screen. This was their Christmas photo that they sent off to everyone. Look at them. It's very cute. I like that picture. It's a very cute picture. Season's greetings. That's cute. Averson's birthday. Nemu makes a handmade birthday card and gets many others to sign the card and leave nice birthday wishes to him. Averson is still yet to read the card as it has remained in his unread postal box at his tower. He can make sure to stay shiny in his note for the card. Dragon Pool B Prolly movie night. Josko and Hiku were hyped about this night, though Josko had already seen the movie beforehand through illegal methods, but he didn't want to ruin it for Hiku. Nemu almost sprayed melatonin on himself instead of hitting Josko. No one can tell he was asleep, though, other than Nemu that night. He later woke up wondering how he got there. B is a royalty-free letter, yeah. Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Nemu went home to his family, where his mum fretted over basically everything, and Nemu tried to hide how dangerous it actually was out of road that she would remove him from the school. His mum got him a hero card of Atom, and they made a bunch of Christmas cookies. Rhett's birthday, no one did anything.
No one did anything, yeah.
And then the rest is all, like, literally fucking...
Wait, there's one more.
Well, this one here.
Update it, yeah.
No, you wrote it of Mr. Evison.
What one?
Where'd it go? It was the follow-up to the card. Oh, Rescue Initiative.
Oh yeah, it's there. After finally filing through his unread mail at Avison Tower, Shiro came across the birthday well-wishes from the students. Ignoring the chain of command to leave the rescue operations to officials, Avison set up a rescue initiative with Atom and Agent 256. That was it. That was sweet. He finally saw the letter that the birthday card that they did for Avison after everything found out about, the students were in trouble. Ignored the higher up commands that said, no, you can't do that. We need to leave it to the officials, and sent off the rescue mission himself. I forgot about that. That's cute. Yeah,
it's
we're
cute.
gonna have to update it, won't we?
There's going to be a lot of updating now, because we're now going into this. Look, right, leave Rising Dawn, settle Ocean City, back on island, new students. That's where we are right now. Yeah, there's a lot to add now from these. Wow. So that's actually a really good way of just explaining everything that happened. Actually, yeah, that's not a bad way of doing it.
Are we going to be having a date in March?
It would be sort of here. It would be here, I would say. What day is that? That's the 29th, yeah. So that'd just be one of those days. Oh yeah, we've done loads. This is like just this is a year's worth of stuff here. Over a year now. It's crazy.
And now we gotta do more. Because we can't help it.
Oh, because it's super fun.
It's too good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Civ, you're gonna get in on it too.
So begins the adventures of Oleg Punchy Fist again. Whom these guys have no clue about.
Oh my god.
Oh, they will soon. We'll be going back to it one day, yeah.
Yeah, the
100%.
Zelda game.
This has been a fun session, actually. I like a little, like you said, just a year in review. I don't think I'll play any games tonight because I'm kind of tired now as well and stuff. But we've done.
Yeah,
it's been a good little sesh, little get together and that. Word of coming up as well. The My Hero Academia Discord server will be going public. I'll be shifting things around and putting everything that we use for resources as private, obviously, parts. And obviously then I will open it up to the public and have, obviously, you guys can join in, and we'll put like OG sort of we'll put OG sort of roles on you guys as well, so you can get into a couple of more of the servers, the channels than other people.
Yep.
Pokemon on pause this Wednesday because of opening the next day, so we'll play some games or something on Wednesday just to keep the stream going, because I got to keep this streak sort of going as much as I can. And then next Sunday will be the date night, which will just be, it'll be a slice of life funny. I've got a really good idea for it, so I'm just going to leave it as that. This is going to be stupid. This is going to be stupid but funny as well. So it'll just be
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame we won't have Alpha around to hack the camera.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, I was going to do this as just the Josko, Nemu, and Hiku thing, but I could definitely make it so you can join in as well. Like, trust me, I could do it. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. That's fine.
He's gonna be like one of the girls.
I'm the new shy student. They all want to know about me. They're like, oh, he's so mysterious. Oh.
It's like, why don't we ask Redacted Name to come out with him? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, we'll bring her out as well. You're gonna be blind dated, mate. The others know who's coming. You're gonna be blind dated, yeah.
So we're gonna add.
All right. Okay.
I ain't diverting any shifts. I ain't diverting any shifts. I'm gonna have it. It's gonna be funny.
Hey,
why
don't we go get go out to the movies with us?
Yeah. You got to get your Sunday bests on, guys, because the girls are going to be wearing dresses.
What?
Alpha shows up in a dress. Hello, I'm here for the date.
Greetings. I am here for the date.
I have made sure that I am wearing nothing under the dress, so that you have easy access. This is what I've been told by this is what I've been told by Cosmo. Yeah. The woman The women magazine
which,
Bosmo has told me not to wear.
What exactly is a clitoris, and where do I obtain one?
I've heard it is very hard to obtain. Also, the backwards reach around trombone. I have no idea what it is. But do not worry, we will end this riding cowboy. It's just like, Alpha, could you... No.
It's like, just stop. No.
Oh, God.
Go sit at that table with Peter.
Knock myself out. Don't have to listen.
Knock me out too. Grabs his hand, smacks it again face.
And we're all passed out on the plane.
Oh, this is where we all get Bill Cosby.
I don't know what I did wrong.
Oh my God.
No, Nemo knocks himself out.
Cosby ourselves.
They're there trying to squeeze his arms like toothpaste so they can knock themselves out after he's knocked himself out. No, you can't do this to us. Don't let us stay. Squeezing on his wrist, trying to get the melatonin out of his hands so they can get knocked out too.
Come on, damn it. Let me go.
I still like the idea that one day Nemu will get stuck in such a predicament that he'll kind of like crouch and scream, and suddenly there's just giant spires of crystal just flying everywhere around him, and just like making a giant crystal spiky ball in front of everyone, and just be like,
"Oh,
holy shit!"
Hey, let's make that happen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that'll be
That's a
a
good date
cool
night.
moment, right?
Yeah, let's make it happen during the date.
Date night, yeah.
Hey.
Kelly
Yeah.
freaks him out and everything. Like, ah.
Gives him a peck on the
Covers.
cheek, and it suddenly he just impales everybody, and that's it. Avison's there like, I'm not even writing this out as a black box. This can just be gone as exactly what it is. People can just see what it
Maybe
was.
You're going home.
Yeah,
Maybe you're going home.
explosive crystals. Yeah.
It'll be a memorable day. They will not forget that.
Oh,
Everyone
don't-
will remember it.
don't worry. With the idea that I've got, it'll be definitely memorable for you guys. I've got such a fun idea for it.
Don't kill Hiku.
remember, Josco did this.
This was all Josco's fault, and he is on his phone right now. On the side right now. I can see he's online, but obviously he's out on vacation.
Yeah.
It's yeah, so yeah, exactly as he said. Yeah, won't be any Pokemon this week, unfortunately, which is a super shame because we're really getting into it now. But we'll do something like we'll actually this Wednesday we could play some Jackbox and stuff for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then yeah, Sunday we'll do that one. And then I think the next Sunday I'm going to take off so I can write. And then we're back into it after that. But then we'll also have Pokemon in between that as well. So it's good. Yeah, we've got a good sort of thing going around. You don't need to own Jackbox, Animal Man. You just need to have a phone or a computer.
Yep.
As long as you're on your
Only
computer,
the
you can
host
join the
has
game.
to own
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It's me. I need the game for anyone else to play it. You just play through your phone or through your browser. That's what you need
Which
to do.
through the awesome offers at humblebundle.com, we got a great deal on all of them. Humble Bundle, please.
Please, yeah, sponsor us, please. Yeah, man, you can. Yeah, man, you'll be able to play with us. It'll be super funny. Also, I've not been replying to some people that have been sending me some quirk ideas recently, purely because you guys came up with some quirk ideas that I don't want to use for a mid-season arc. Like Animal Man and Luke sent me some ideas, and I was just like, I like those. I'm going to keep them for something else instead because they're much better than just kids. Like, they're super cool quirks. Like, yeah, I'm back pocketing a lot of the quirks that they've given me, and I'm just like, guys, you know what? Do the job for me. That sounds good to me.
Good to have a fan base.
Yeah,
let's
man.
go.
Yeah, and exactly that. Yeah, we're not a super popular channel. No, we're not, and I know we're not going to be. We're no ninja or anything like that. But we are getting this little following of people now that is super nice, and it's not just the people that we talk to outside of it as well. There are other people that jump in and out every now and then. My best mate, my real life best mate, was saying that he'd been jumping on every now and then when he could, and saying like it's really cool that it's like going this big, and how we sort of like we start getting, well, obviously like we're affiliated now, we're getting some more traction, and it's nice to see that we kind of hit the double digits more often than not.
As you say that, it goes from
Down
10
to 9. I watched that as soon as I said that. I didn't want to. I didn't want to say anything, but never mind.
We've gone up to like 11 like several times though.
We've been up to 12, I think.
Yeah, we got up to 12 today. Yeah, but then I don't
Mm.
expect people to stick around today because it was just a chatting
Yeah.
session. So that was just more just
Yeah,
to chill
yeah.
out with the main cast and crew.
Chill out with the boys.
And then I am still currently working on the Gundam one, which will be us guys and Messi as well. I'll be DMing on that one. Me and Messi have got a good sort of idea of how we're going to play it out with the different
Oh,
book that we've used
This will
as
be
well.
terrible. I'll be in the mech and I'll walk up to a building. She's like, "I ship it."
Yeah,
Did you do the Minecraft meme yet?
You look lustfully at the high
I didn't do the
rise.
Minecraft meme yet. Would you like
You
me
have
to
to
do
do
it
the
now?
Minecraft
Your
meme.
own rise starts to get high.
Yeah, look. Get ready for big RP. Oh no. Oh no.
Casually stroke the building.
Okay.
I'm just doing this for you.
Oh, nice. That's a farm. Hmm.
Just like Minecraft.
Wow.
Fucking terrible. Fucking terrible.
Wow.
That doesn't say Minecraft.
Nemu lives not in the
Minecraft.
yes.
Like in the Minecraft, yeah. In the sticks.
Franken Minecraft.
He has a bakery. Hiku's an orphan,
Uh,
though.
So,
Which
Ted, can I say something?
Mm.
Messi scares me.
Oh yeah, trust me. The reason that we're doing this, so it's exactly what I was saying to Messi when we were talking today whilst I was at
you
work.
have no idea.
I don't want Gundam to be. Oh, I have to roll for this damage, and there we go. I damaged. It's really cool. I dodged. Nah. We found a system that works on the idea of like it's monster of the week, and it tags off.
Casca's
of,
urban boy.
Hiku's an orphan. Nemu's from the ghetto, and Josko is the urban. Well, Josko's from
Nemu's from the
city
sticks.
suburbs. Yeah, Nemu's from the
Yeah.
sticks, not the ghetto. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just an orphan.
We're from the same area though.
Yeah, we're using
Yeah,
the
we
book.
are.
We're using a book called well, I'll be basing it off the book of Monster of the Week, and it makes a group of there's like a group of archetypes of like classes that you can pick from, and I've already made one, which is I'll explain it. So in Gundam, obviously, you have new types. You know, the evolution of man that are obviously smarter, stronger, faster. It's going to be a class called Alphas, just because it's not just because of Alpha, but it's because it's a good name to use. Alphas are basically the forward evolution of man. They normally come from space. They don't normally come from Earth. It's the breakaway of gravity that allows these humans to evolve. They are super reflex, super fast, super strong. Well, not super strong, but just stronger than the normal thing, without having to have a large body mass or big muscles or anything. But they are completely inept at social etiquette and normal conversation. Which means that if you choose this archetype, as well as other things that it will come with, you do advantage rolls on every battle, disadvantage rolls on every social aspect. So it's a pro against fighting, and it's a massive con against any social interactions. That you're always rolling, no matter what. That's it. It's a hard choice skill. It's a hard mode. It's hard mode class. If you wanted to be sort of more like a strong. Yeah, it actually is like Alpha, to be brutally honest with you. Yeah, it is. It's the same sort of concept. But it'll be like when you're talking and you're trying to interact with people, you'll have these limiters on you because you'll always be rolling a negative against yourself, like a disadvantage against yourself. But when you're fighting, you've got a little bit more edge against anything else because you are a Alpha. You're a evolved human state. And then there'll be other classes like Earthborn guerrilla tactic character, or like the born into royalty character and
Just
stuff.
like Minecraft.
Just like Minecraft,
Just like
yeah.
Minecraft.
Just like Minecraft.
Just like Minecraft.
Just like Minecraft.
Just
So
like
yeah,
Minecraft.
we're working on it. Obviously
Nice.
it'll be a test game as well as roleplay. We'll do loads of stuff with it. It'll be cool. And then Kat will work on getting your one sorted out and ready to go again. And then we'll have, like I say, a nice set of 4 different role plays that we can kind of dip in and out of constantly. So yeah, I'm interested.
Nice.
I am also interested.
What is this?
Don't worry about it. Shut
What
up.
Oh god, it's
is
loud.
this?
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, it's the
Ew.
guy that
Yeah.
eats and drinks like everything, doesn't he? Jesus Christ.
Fucking hard ass.
No, thank you, man. Right, I think I'm going to end the stream there because I'm kind of tired.
Sleepy boy.
We got all of that into there. Actually, is Fire Emblem downloaded yet? Let's have a little look.
Oh, you actually bought it?
No, I did not. Cat did.
Cat, why don't you buy mine?
No, you'd have to buy a new Switch.
Yeah, you
No,
have to
I
actually have a playable
Why?
Switch first, mate.
I don't want to buy a new Switch.
Mate, I bought my
Why don't you get
ex-girlfriend a
the-
PlayStation 4 the Christmas that we broke up, and then I just bought myself one like 2 months later. I was like, nah, man. Pick Blue Lions. I'll think about it, my friend. I'll think about it.
I was wondering who I wanted to
Black
pick,
Black Eagles. Black Eagles all the way.
What do you get? Black
Golden
Eagles?
Deer?
Oh, you're Golden
I
Deer.
chose Blue Lions first because everyone is, and I was
Don't
like,
worry,
okay, I want to
Steve.
see.
I like Eagles too.
I might go with Civ, to be honest. Go against
I'm
the
gonna
grain.
end with the deer because I feel like that's the happiest one.
Who wants to be happy? Let's go fucked up first.
Yeah.
What the
Bruh,
hell?
Let's
they're
get white
all
girl
my
wasted.
babies.
Imagine being happy.
That's insane.
Oh,
Yeah,
and Cat's
yeah.
the work that Cat's doing on the artwork for the right hand side is actually looking super cool. Like really cool. Have
What?
you started on? You haven't started on Civ's Hero Outfit yet, have you?
I did a little bit.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
I'd never even showed Civ.
Yeah, let's have a little look.
hey. Ooh. Oh, reveal.
Very.
It's very
It's like-
basic.
Because
Yeah,
she
yeah.
gave a description on it. She's like, ooh.
Civ gave a
Wow.
description of what he was like looking for, and I was like, what can I do?
Send it into Hero Outfit Central.
Let me see that shit.
Okay, yeah. As basic as right now, yeah.
Baseline.
Very basic.
Hey, we're getting somewhere. Like, look, it has like an eye on its chest.
What were you planning on doing from there?
I don't know. That's why
Okay.
I was kind of like stuck here.
Well,
It's a good
we
thing
can work
we
up
have
from there.
Civ in this call right now.
Yeah, the guy that
So
it's going to
what-
be for.
Tell me what you want.
It looks like like one of those called a romper. It looks
Yeah,
like
yeah. I almost didn't notice that bit at the front wasn't just his bare chest, and he's just tattooed that onto his chest.
Oh my god. No.
low neck vest going on here.
Has like a fucking eye.
Well, you wanted to go
tattoo.
for the
Cloak of some sort.
like the cloak of
But-
some sort, yeah.
Civ, say what you said in
hang on, I gotta dig it up real quick
Oh, let me just copy.
before we get yelled at.
'cause this is kind of I looked at sheep.
Yeah, thank you, Fly.
Okay, here. I got what it was. It was
Take it easy, Messi. Have a good sleep.
Wanted something sleeveless, more like
Shit,
shirts.
messy.
Something easy to move in, but
Mhm.
gives like your core protection. So obviously, like your torso, probably your lower
So what you're saying that
hip
if-
and groin section doesn't look like a jumper, but anyway.
It doesn't look like a virgin
No.
killer, yeah.
yeah.
I draw
Um,
all whips as like stick figure.
something
Mhm.
like along the lines of light armor, like a Kevlar vest or something like that. So like if
Yeah.
someone does have a gun and shoots, it'll
Mhm.
stop it. Or
was-
if there's some sort of metal.
I'll
that
tell you
would
what,
do the same purpose.
that looks very much like Sheikah
what's,
armor with the eye.
Yeah, I looked
Yeah.
at Sheik
Yeah.
because I was trying to like think of something I could put on the waist so it doesn't look like a jumper because I'm obviously not gonna leave it as that.
Yeah,
It's
no.
very much a whip.
But was it a nay?
Oh my fucking.
You know what?
Damn, boy.
Disconnect noise.
Everyone disconnects and just leaves me here on my own at the end, yeah.
Come up with your content now.
Yeah, hang on a second, guys. You're my
He's like-
content.
He's like, wait, well,
Don't mind
it's
that.
all in
Don't
the
mind the
stream.
Well, shit.
You just see the next session is just me playing. It's basically me playing with dolls by that point. I'm just moving around.
Yeah.
Oh, kissy,
He
kissy.
walks- he He
Oh my
walks up
God.
to Sarah.
Go on, Civ.
Yeah, but okay. Anyway, so I definitely want to go with kind of a helmet deal.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
with
I like that.
2 sets of eye openings, one for obviously the ethereal eyes that go with the quirk, which would be right above like the forehead.
You got the mind's eye shit
But
going
I
on.
wanted to go with kind of like a
Redacted.
spoopy kind of theme.
You're
to
not thinking
go
like
with,
Griffith's helmet from Berserk, are you?
haven't watched Berserk.
I'm gonna get a picture of it for you.
Oh yeah,
I
see
got
what
the
you're
Google.
saying.
I got the Google.
Yeah, Griffith, like Griffith.
He looks like he's supposed to be an angel.
And then there's not the armor. It was the demon armor he had before he came back.
Huh.
Well,
Don't
like
look up anything else about Griffith.
yeah, pretty much. Like
Dark
these two
Knight.
different type things. There you go.
I'll have to. I was.
Sounds very
This
weird.
partly my fault. I was supposed to send reference images, but I did not.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Send him.
No, that helmet idea is pretty cool. I do like that.
Probably the Berserk full one is better than the Griffith one, I would say.
I like the one on the right a lot.
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. It's the more
'Cause
angular.
the one on the left is like, here's a bowl.
That is like ghost-like. That reminded me of the cloak again,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the cloak because of the scarf and the character portrait.
Oh.
But-
That's kind of that was kind of thematically what I was.
Yeah.
That was that's a
Oh.
Skull Knight, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
And
no,
it is
no,
like-
that's
That
good,
is
but
pretty sweet.
It's in the Skull Knight version of his full armor, isn't it?
that's
Berserk
when
armor.
like he first puts on the suit.
Obviously,
and it
like
looks that,
going with something like that, the armor would only go to like say the elbows or the knees.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, because of obvious reasons where wouldn't fit anymore.
That's cool. I love this neck thing that he's got going on here. This neck thing is super cool.
Yeah.
That sort of neck guard. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
There's a legitimate name. For
It
but I
looks like Fire Emblem too. Like kill him.
yeah. This would be
Fire
a bad
Emblem
Fire
2.
Emblem game. I'm telling you right now.
Where's that Death Knight? Where's
Yeah,
that Death Knight one?
Dark Knight. Yeah. there's a-
No. Nintendo would not do this.
No.
Just like Minecraft.
Just like Minecraft, get it right.
Just like
Minecraft.
Minecraft. I did edit that for you.
What?
In the Pokemon Discord. I don't think anyone saw it.
What was that?
No, I saw it. I just
I was like,
didn't respond.
I literally just put the B on it.
Oh yeah, I did see it. Sorry, I just didn't respond. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I was being a dick.
As
Wow.
much as I hate to use this kind of picture, the kind of like the ethereal glowing kind of look was more like that was what I was thinking.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no,
So, like-
you're not making it a problem by saying that. I get what you're
I
saying.
like a non me big tank armor, but have some sort of armor, and then between the seams have the glow kind of come
Disgusting.
into play.
How dare you talk about League of Legends in our group?
Hey, listen, sleepy man. All right, at least I showed up on time.
Listen, I was tired. I didn't go to sleep till like late last night.
Go to bed on time then.
Yeah, like
I
Dude.
wouldn't be going to bed on time if I went to bed now.
You got responsibilities.
I'm not following them now, apparently.
You got responsibilities.
Just
Why am I
like
getting ads for your stream? What the fuck? God damn it.
no one adds me though.
Friggin' I don't care about Overwatch. It's like, hey,
Oh,
check
you
it
meant
out,
ads. I
Overwatch.
thought more like ads of friendship. So I was like, no one's adding me. What's
Nah.
going
Oh
on?
my god.
No.
oh dear. Right, yeah. I think I'm gonna call it to that. It's fair, man.
Oh, sleepy boy.
Shut the fuck up. I don't even let Cat say that to me. You think you can get away?
He's a big sleepy boy.
Big sleep.
he just mutes me and deafens me and sends me never to speak again.
All right, guys.
never see
We will
Zach
see
again.
you.
Hold on, you want to see a picture of the tat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hoods, show us one of his Snapchats. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sweet bitch to see.
I mean, not inaccurate by this point, but
Bro, I think I caught a little bit of that today.
Sleepy bitch, does he?
didn't you just?
Just like Minecraft. Why are you zooming in on them?
Because I lowered it down so you could actually fit it in the screen.
Oh.
Just like Minecraft.
All right, guys, thank you very much for watching and getting a little bit of a taste for what we are doing. I'm going to save this as a Medibank, so I've got it in the tit chart. There we go. And then close everything else. Don't save that. Don't save that. Done and dusted. And we will see you in the next review. Bye-bye.
See ya on the dating episode where he literally pisses him.